Oh, my knees. Keep going. Hey, don't click.
For the past 6 hours, 21-year-old Brandon Reisner has been on the run after authorities say he brutally murdered his best friend. Now, standing alongside their son, Brandon's parents are left in shock and despair, facing the devastating truth that their child is accused of such a horrific crime. With nowhere else to turn, all they can do is wait, hoping and praying as the world closes in on Brandon's fate. On a chilly November morning in 2022, officers in Rome, Georgia, stumbled upon an abandoned Toyota Prius, an unsettling discovery that would soon unravel into something far darker than anyone could have imagined. Why the vehicle had been abandoned in the middle of a creek remained a mystery, one that left investigators searching for answers.
Y'all don't think he's in there?
No, I can already down there.
Okay. Son's name's Aaron Davis. Supposed to be coming to Rome to see some friends and going to Alabama to see his girlfriend.
I don't think he made it there.
Nah. I wonder where he's at. Why his car down there?
Crazy thing is, there's nothing. I mean, there was no acceleration. It's almost like it just
Rode off in there or something.
yeah, didn't go all the way up in park or something. Yeah, I mean, there's lights on like it's, but it ain't running.
I rode over here to see what was going on. He was down there changing out the trash.
A tow truck was eventually called to haul the vehicle from the creek. When investigators ran the license plate, the results revealed it was registered to 21-year-old Aaron Davis. Fortunately, Rome, Georgia was a small community, and officers immediately recognized the name. Within minutes, Lieutenant Sailors placed a call to Aaron's father.
I'll go up to visit his girlfriend in Alabama after that.
Okay. Yeah, can you see if you maybe can get a hold of him and check in with him, see where his car's supposed to be?
So you just found the car abandoned there?
Yeah, it's actually off in a little ditch. We're in the process of getting it out. I don't think there's anybody in it right now.
To Aaron's father, the abandoned car was just as baffling as it was to investigators. Still, during the call, he was able to provide Lieutenant Sailors with a few crucial details that could help guide the search. The night before this footage was captured, Aaron had gone to see his longtime friend, Brandon Reisner. Their bond stretched back to middle school and had carried on through their college years. Having just graduated from Brigham Young University, Aaron made the more than 60-mile trip to see Brandon, a visit meant to celebrate the beginning of his new chapter into adulthood. But ever since Aaron had left for Brandon's house, nobody had heard from him, and his phone would go straight to voicemail. With each unanswered question, the mystery only deepened. Realizing something was terribly wrong, Aaron's father finally made the difficult decision to file a missing persons report. What began as a troubling discovery of an abandoned car had now escalated into a full-scale investigation, an urgent search to uncover what happened to Aaron. The first and most obvious step for investigators was to reach out to Brandon Reisner, believed to be the last person who had seen or spoken with Aaron.
Hey, I'm Lieutenant Sailors, Rome Police. You doing all right today?
Yes, I am. I'm looking for my friend right now.
Yeah, that's what I was calling about. You hadn't heard from him?
I have not. I've tried calling him, and it's just gone straight to voicemail. And I heard he was at Heritage Park, so that's where I'm at right now. So I'm looking around. Do you guys know where the car was?
Yeah, it was in a ditch over there. When's the last time you saw Aaron?
I saw him last night.
About what time?
Well, we started drinking around like 12.
Uh-huh.
Around noon. He started throwing up pretty bad. He told me to leave him alone. I guess I woke up around like 1 or 2 a.m.
Uh-huh.
And that's when I saw that his car was gone.
All right. Well, if y'all hear from him, let us know, okay?
Yeah, thank you for the help, sir.
All right. Bye-bye.
Brandon's account appeared convincing, and he even insisted he was actively searching for Aaron himself, just as any loyal friend might. Still, his role in Aaron's last known movements made it clear that investigators would need to question him further if they hoped to uncover the truth behind the disappearance. A few hours later, investigators arrived unannounced at Brandon's home, determined to get answers about what had happened the night before, this time face-to-face.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Officer Gar with the Rome Police Department. We're following up on all this Can you walk me through what's going on? Just make sure we're all on the same page.
We started drinking around 12 yesterday.
Yeah, it's you and Aaron, right?
Yeah, me and Aaron.
Okay. Anyone else for you guys?
And went to bars, and I had bought some red wine.
Yeah.
And came back here, started drinking red wine. He doesn't drink too often, so he had gone upstairs and was just puking everywhere to the toilet. It was like standing up and puking for some reason. And I went downstairs and he told me that he doesn't need any help. I went downstairs, dropped a bottle, cut my pinky, and I went to the urgent care this morning, took a shower, went to bed.
Okay.
And then woke up 1 to 2 a.m. and his car was gone.
Despite Brandon's unsettling demeanor, it was Aaron's unexplained actions the night before, tied to the abandoned car and his silence for more than 12 hours, that raised the greatest concern for investigators. If Aaron, normally a light drinker, had consumed too much that night, the possibility remained that he may have acted unpredictably while left entirely on his own.
So, how long have you and Aaron been friends?
We met when I was in 5th grade.
Okay.
And then we became more like close friends, I'd say, like around freshman.
We're still trying to find him. I don't know. You know, he may just be staying at a hotel, sleeping off whatever happened last night.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean he's in danger or anything like that. You have any problem with us checking inside the house? No problem at all? No ferocious iguanas or anything? No. You never know, man. People have all kinds of pets.
During the search of the house, officers made several curious discoveries. Multiple doors were locked, including the one leading to Aaron's room, where he was said to have thrown up several times the night before. Finding this unusual, investigators called Brandon back inside to assist them in gaining access to Aaron's room.
In here with me so you can just show me where I'm going and all that?
Yeah.
Just makes it a little bit easier. The bathroom is up there that he was up checking in. I got you. Oh, Lord. Is that what's in the laundry right now, I guess? Okay.
As soon as the door opened, officers were struck by a strong chemical odor. Inside, they found an unusual stockpile of cleaning supplies, but none of it compared to the chilling discovery that awaited them next.
There's a significant amount of blood next to the bed, too. Decent. More than just vomit all the way over here. Looks like it's been there a while, but he could have been throwing up blood, I guess. See all that? It's weird to be throwing up blood like that. Not to mention, if he had alcohol poisoning, he wouldn't have been able to get up and move around this morning. Especially at 2 or 3 in the morning. Just poured powder right there, too.
That's right now.
The situation was beginning to look increasingly suspicious. The inconsistencies in Brandon's story, combined with the pools of blood discovered in Aaron's room, painted a deeply troubling picture for investigators. With hundreds of dollars worth of cleaning supplies scattered around, it was clear something wasn't right. Brandon seemed to sense the rising suspicion of the officers, because as they searched Aaron's room, he suddenly made a move that would change everything.
Oh, my knees. Keep going. Hey, don't quit. Run down.
He jumped the fence, headed back towards Collingwood.
Somewhere between LaPorte and East Nine, gotta be in these houses. Go up to the house, get in the backyard. Okay. Possible 1043 suspect.
Get back towards Collingwood. Run back towards 8. Give me more units.
In a sudden turn, officers lost sight of Brandon. He had slipped away, successfully evading police at least for the moment. Desperate for leads, investigators went door to door throughout the neighborhood, questioning residents in hopes that someone had seen where Brandon fled. During the search, one officer came across a neighbor who happened to be on the phone with Brandon's father, Jeremy. Seizing the moment, the officer quickly took the call to speak with him directly.
I'm Lieutenant Sailor from police.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Reisner, the homeowner,
Yes,
and my Brandon's father.
Yeah, we're probably going to need to talk to Brandon. Do you know where he is?
No, I thought he was still at home. Now, earlier we had told him maybe drive around the areas where they normally hang out and try to look for him, for Aaron. Okay, well, we'll keep trying to get hold of him. We're still about an hour away, working our way there.
Even Brandon's father, Jeremy, had no idea where his son had gone, and neither did anyone else. An entire hour slipped by, with Brandon still nowhere to be found.
I am.
Okay.
This is mom.
Okay. So I realize you might not be able to answer this question. Probably don't know the answer, but I'll try. Is there suspicion that Brandon is involved in what, hurting Aaron or something?
There's suspicion that something happened in the home.
Beyond getting drunk and throwing up?
Well, we don't know.
They're lifelong friends. We called back after the boy's mom called us. We called back and said, when did you last see Aaron? He says, I guess he left during the night. And that's all we did. We went to look for him where the car was reported.
Yes.
The powers that be have our number?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
As Jeremy continued doing his best to assist investigators, he returned home, only to discover his son's phone left behind. Up to that moment, Jeremy had been fully cooperating with investigators, doing everything he could to help track down his son. But once he discovered Brandon's phone, his willingness to assist came to an abrupt halt. Jeremy refused to turn the phone over, leaving investigators to question whether he had seen something on it, or if he was concealing something far more disturbing. This marked a major breakthrough in the investigation, holding the potential to trace where Brandon may have gone after his escape. But Jeremy refused to surrender the phone, insisting he needed to understand the situation first. After all, Brandon was still his son, and in his eyes innocent until proven guilty. Handing over the phone, he feared, could prove to be a tragic mistake. Hours passed with no new leads on Brandon's whereabouts. Whatever Jeremy discovered on his son's phone during that time would remain a mystery. But when investigators spoke to him again, his demeanor had shifted dramatically.
What's the status? All right, so first of all, I understand you found his cell phone. That's right. You want to turn that over to us?
Maybe.
Okay.
I do. My gut says yes, but at the same time,
Yeah, I mean, we
I don't know.
we'll probably need to go through it and see
Right.
at least maybe where he's been today. There is a significant amount of blood in that upstairs bedroom on the carpet. But I wanted to be straight up with you. Not go home and find it. Okay.
No, I appreciate that. Do you have a warrant that would include the phone?
No, we'd have to get one at some point, so we couldn't go into it without that. So
Some text back and forth.
maybe something helps, and
I know.
helps him. But I can't promise you that because I don't.
No, I know.
Yeah, I don't know what all's in there. So
I want to. I was hesitant.
I know, as a father, I understand.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm going to keep walking.
Something had clearly changed. Whatever was on that phone must have been deeply unsettling, and the officer seemed to sense it too. The officer's suspicions about the phone proved to be correct.
Because he doesn't know what's going on. But he seemed a little shocked that we're at his house. You know, he seemed respectful in the sense that he was okay with us being at his house and doing what we needed to do. I couldn't really get a feel for him. He may just be covering for his kid. He's got to be. Him having the phone and not being shattered tells me that his son handed it to him. So he found the phone, tells us that he found the phone, but doesn't want to give it to us without searching it.
Text messages not there.
Probably. He was telling Randy that there were texts in there about him asking if anyone had seen Aaron. I wonder if those texts were sent since we've been here, though.
On it, Brandon had left behind a series of disturbing notes, ramblings that revealed a dark and twisted state of mind. Among them were lines describing screams turning into gargles, an obsession with dark places where his mind seemed to melt, and grotesque images of his brain flowing like a waterfall. He even boasted about his ability to switch himself on in an instant, declaring himself the smartest man alive. Alongside these disturbing writings, Brandon had also created a chilling to-do list for after Aaron's murder. At the top he wrote, "Schedule last 3 songs," a reference to the music he uploaded on his YouTube channel. The list then continued in an unnerving contrast of the ordinary and the horrific. Vacuum. Laundry. Shower in my shower. Take bath. Brandon even drafted a note for the following day. It read, "Text Rachel that Aaron threw up badly. I think there was some blood in it." I woke up and he was gone. Whether these exact messages were what unsettled Jeremy remains uncertain. But whatever he saw on that phone left him convinced of one thing: Brandon had killed Aaron. Just an hour later, Jeremy contacted police again, this time revealing that he was with Brandon, who was now prepared to surrender and turn himself in. About 25 minutes later, Brandon arrived at the station with his parents by his side.
Here with Brandon. Rachel. Jeremy. Thank you. Rachel, Jeremy, y'all can have a seat out here. I'm gonna take him back there, and we'll talk, man. Would you like to talk in private?
You need to send somebody out to find the body.
Okay. I'll be right back out with you, okay? Anything in your pockets that I need to know about?
Wallet and keys.
Have those real quick. Anything else?
No.
Sorry about that. Go ahead and have a seat.
With Brandon now in custody, detectives sat him down, hoping to secure a confession or at least gather information that could strengthen the path toward conviction.
All right, like I was saying, I'm Detective York. I work here at the Rome PD, of course. Detective York, yep, that's me. So before we get started, got some paperwork you gotta fill out.
The interrogation began with routine questions, as detectives gathered Brandon's basic information and contact details.
So I'm gonna read you some stuff before we get started, okay? You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before you are asked questions and have him with you during questioning.
I would like a lawyer.
You would like a lawyer, okay? All right, sit tight for just a minute.
Brandon understood the stakes. He knew that anything he said inside the interrogation room could be used against him in court. So, he chose to remain silent. While Brandon's silence proved frustrating for detectives, his parents were far more willing to talk. Shifting strategy, the investigator turned his attention to them, hoping they might provide the answers he was looking for.
Thank you.
There's a lot going on right now. Anything that we can do to y'all right now.
Need to find that body. I can take you out. Try to show you. I can try to show you.
You can try to show us
The general area, yeah.
Okay.
There's an old cemetery. Up the hill. You turn left. Trendle, something like Trendle.
Okay.
We can show you.
All right.
Jeremy's statement gave investigators a critical lead in the search for Aaron's body. But as valuable as that was, the detective knew this was the moment to press further, an opportunity to extract as much information from Jeremy as possible. Jeremy continued to cooperate, and with that in mind, the detective shifted focus, probing deeper into Brandon's personal life before moving forward with the search for Aaron's body.
Brandon, we brought him home from college because he was having anxiety attacks, he was having suicidal thoughts, he was having visions. We brought him home to make it safe. I get his medications right. Got a call from Brandon this morning at 9 or 10. He was asking about why couldn't have vomit. So they had drank. He didn't want Dad finding out that there was vomit upstairs in the carpet. That's all we heard. Then an hour or two goes by. Boy's mom calls us. Or I called Brandon back like immediately after Janet murder. So, do you know where Aaron is? He says, no. and we were told that Aaron had run away, ran from the police. That's probably his luckily there. He's mentally unstable. He has Tourette's ever since he was a kid, diagnosed as a kid. And with that comes OCD, and people say they have OCD all the time, they don't understand. And so they live with that.
This opened the possibility that Brandon's actions may have been driven by underlying mental instability. However, context is crucial. Jeremy's statements could have been an attempt to build an insanity defense for Brandon in court. For that reason, investigators had to treat these claims with caution, knowing they might not fully reflect the reality of the situation. Regardless, investigators now had a lead, an approximate location where Aaron's body might be. With urgency mounting, every available resource was mobilized to search the cemetery Jeremy had described. Aaron's body was discovered buried in a secluded section at the back of the cemetery. Even more disturbing, he had been wrapped in the very sheets he once slept on inside Brandon's home. The speculation was over. Brandon Reisner had revealed himself to be a cold-blooded murderer. Immediately after the discovery, he was placed under arrest for the murder of Aaron Davis and transported to the local jail. But even in custody, his behavior struck officers as deeply unusual.
Stand right there. Go on.
Go up to the counter, right? Let them follow their instructions. This is property. You got ID in here if you want. For me? No, we're talking to him. You got your ID in there. Oh, yeah.
According to officers, Brandon remained eerily calm during transport, appearing completely unfazed by the situation. And though he had finally been captured, though the case appeared to have reached a successful conclusion, one heartbreaking task still remained. Officers now faced the tragic duty of informing Aaron's parents that their son had been murdered.
Any questions here? Yep. I don't know a whole lot because I'm not. I've been here doing all the research. Be specifics.
Why would he do that?
We don't know how to fight. We don't know how to fight it out.
Why you do that? We need my son. The family needs him. Oh my God.
Aaron had only just stepped into adulthood, a recent graduate with endless opportunities ahead of him. His life was cut short in an act of cruelty that shocked everyone who knew him. For his memory, and for the family left shattered by his loss, justice was the only path forward. Justice arrived in the courtroom on July 18, 2024. With almost no defense to stand on, Brandon's attempt to plead insanity was swiftly dismissed.
I have come to the conclusion that justice requires that Mr. Reisner be sentenced on count 1 to imprisonment for life without parole, and that's what I'm going to do.
Brandon ultimately pleaded guilty to the murder and mutilation of Aaron Davis, receiving a life sentence with no chance of parole. Why do you think Jeremy hesitated to hand over Brandon's phone? Was it out of loyalty to his son or because he already knew the horrifying truth? Do you believe Brandon planned Aaron's murder in advance, or was it a sudden act that spiraled out of control? And if you found this story compelling, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another case.
Oh no! You think I'm kidding?
Seriously, stop.
Oh, you stepped on a nail.
He was like, please, will you show me your boobs? I won't say nothing. Nobody will know.
You're just really all over me. This is police brutality.
Who would believe my word over somebody who is authority?
Disturbing allegations have placed a Springfield, Illinois police officer at the center of a widening misconduct investigation. What the official body camera footage fails to reveal becomes central to the case, especially during the moments when the camera is allegedly turned off. As more victims come forward, a troubling pattern begins to emerge. exposing accusations against an officer accused of using his authority to target the very people he had sworn to protect.
He's very creepy. And I'm most positive that I'm not the first one that's had to go through this with him.
In February 2021, the Illinois State Police launched a criminal investigation at the request of the Springfield Police Department. The investigation focused on Officer Taylor's staff, a 3-year veteran of the department, following allegations connected to incidents that allegedly occurred while he was on duty.
An officer came to a domestic dispute. My kids' dad went to jail. The officer that had came there, I think there was 2 or 3 officers, but there was 2 in the kitchen, and there was one that came to the hallway because he heard that I had no shirt on.
On April 22, 2020, Officer Taylor's staff and several colleagues responded to a reported domestic disturbance after the victim's mother contacted authorities. When officers arrived at the residence, she met them at the front door and directed them inside.
They're in the bathroom.
Staff up here. Which way?
They're in the bathroom, I believe.
Is that on the first floor?
Yes.
Okay. There they are. Come talk to us real quick.
Oh, she's naked.
Yeah, please get him out of here.
Oh my God.
Just come talk to us.
Again. Oh my.
You're acting crazy as hell. Busted down this door.
I didn't mean to bring
He
him
needs to go to jail.
Just come talk.
Yeah, he needs to go. This whole door got
Do you want to get dressed real quick and talk to us?
Yeah.
What happened?
We were drinking all night. I went to pick her up from her friends. It's been an argument since because her and her friends were naked, sending videos on some website. She's naked right this second.
She's getting dressed.
Okay.
As one officer remained in the kitchen with the suspect, officer staff walked down the hallway toward the victim's bedroom.
Once he realized I was naked, he was trying to approach himself more.
Ma'am, I'm sorry. Okay.
No, you're fine.
Okay. Does he stay here?
No, and he needs to go. Look
Okay.
at this.
Does he have any property here?
No. Can you look at this? He just
Okay.
completely disabled it. Told me that I needed to talk to him right now.
What did he? You probably don't know. Did he? Right. Did he kick the door in?
No.
Did someone let him in?
The door was unlocked, so he came in.
You just walked in. I'll let you get dressed. Sorry.
He briefly left her alone so she could get dressed, then returned to the kitchen, where another officer was still attempting to piece together what had happened.
Dude, I'm the breadwinner, bro. I take care of my kids. I come here. I bought her car. I got Mercedes outsides me. I got bank accounts with tens of thousands of dollars in it. I take care of my family, and she's just mad because we're not together. And I don't even know. At this point, I just want to leave, honestly, because my feelings are hurt. Then she calls the cops again after an argument, and now she's gonna false accusate everything. I supposedly kicked the door down and then rebuilt it before you guys got here in 5 minutes.
Moments later, the victim emerged holding a torn T-shirt before stepping outside with officer staff, who spoke to her in a calm and reassuring tone.
There's probably marks from the shirt ripping.
Okay. What's that from?
No.
It's from the shirt he ripped off.
Did he rip that
She
off?
got in a fight with her friend Kim.
Okay.
I'll call her right now.
Because I wouldn't talk to him.
Okay. Did he put hands on you at all in any
No,
other way?
he just ripped this off me.
He's definitely not going to be here.
We're going to court,
I can promise you that. Listen, we have no. You're gonna stay.
Her car's not even here because I brought her here because she was drunk at a party, man.
How many times am I gonna have to tell you? We have to get both sides.
Because I'm upset.
I know.
This is life.
But you need to listen, okay? We have to get both sides of the story,
man. But God
so
damn it.
The longer you keep interrupting her and trying to yell, the longer we're gonna be.
Because I hear her lying. It's pissing me off. Last time I beat holes and did all kinds of and drove off and all kinds of stupid and none of it's true.
You have to understand. We go what's called probable cause. Okay, that's what we have to base everything off of. Okay, I haven't spoken to you. Okay, I plan on it.
Okay.
Okay. So whatever you said to him, unfortunately, I'll probably ask you some more questions that he's already probably asked you. Okay, hold on. We're not going to address that now. Okay.
I'm just putting this out.
Okay. As for the time being, okay, unfortunately, I'm going to have to put you in handcuffs. Okay, because you're under arrest for domestic battery.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
All right,
Okay.
let's go. Let's go. I'm going to jail. Let's go.
Okay.
As the other officers escorted the suspect toward a police cruiser, staff stayed behind with the victim.
Do you do this often, or?
Yes, we just have DCFS here.
Okay. All right. Well, he's out of your hair for the night.
At first, his demeanor appeared supportive, but despite the sense of reassurance he offered in that moment, the victim's ordeal was not over.
Oh, are you kidding me? Dude, she was fighting with her friend. That's why my car's dented. Go look at the hood of my car. Dude, I'm done. Never again. I'm so done with you, bro. Yeah, you lied again. So, good luck. I'm going to Pride Jail, it looks like. Well, I do love you still. Just know that, no matter what.
Probably the back one.
Here we go. Dude, get me the out of here. I'm sick of this life.
Shortly after the suspect was taken into custody, the victim and her mother were startled by an unexpected knock at the door.
Me and my mom were like, oh my God, nervous again. Like, what's going on? Did he already get out or what? My mom had came to the door and it was the police officer and she was like, it's the cop again. Whenever I had came back outside to him, he shut his cam off.
Okay.
That instantly popped the flag in my brain. So then he said, you are very hot. And I was like, okay. He was like, I definitely got turned on by you getting out of the tub or whatever inside. And I was like, okay. And he was like, well, I know it was weird I came back, but I just couldn't not come back and ask you if you would ever be interested in going on a date with me. And I said no.
According to the victim, officer staff returned to her home on a later date after a separate incident involving her and another woman who had been in a fight at a bar. Once again, the victim's shirt had been torn open during the altercation.
He said, I missed you. I said, okay, that's weird. Like, okay. And he was like, I miss you calling us. And I'm like, I don't. And then he was like, well, you should. He turned off his cam at that point. Somewhere around that point, he turned off his cam again. And then he said, can you please show me your boobs? And I was like, no. And he was like, please, will you show me your boobs? I won't say nothing. Nobody will know. Like, I just want to see them. And I was like, well, they're already halfway out. Like, my shirt's ripped. And that's unnecessary. So then I went back inside and he left. He's very creepy. And I'm most positive that I'm not the first woman that's had to go through this with him.
Why do you say that?
You can just
tell,
yeah.
feeling. So
you can tell a good officer to an officer that tries to take advantage of their position and what they do.
She later explained that she did not report the earlier encounter immediately because she did not know the officer's name at the time. Eventually, however, she confided in another officer and disclosed what she described as a deeply disturbing interaction.
What did he say about that officer? Did he say...
It was like he knew.
Yeah.
He knew what kind of an officer he was.
Did he pull up a picture of him?
Mm-hmm.
Or like on Facebook or
of
something?
Him and his girlfriend.
Oh.
He's like, why didn't you do anything about it? I was like, I just felt like it's an officer. Like, who's going to believe my word? You know what I mean? I just felt like who would believe my word over somebody who is authority.
Soon, other victims began coming forward with similar concerns, and investigators started uncovering even more troubling allegations. One incident had taken place just 1 month earlier, on March 27, 2020, when officer staff responded to another domestic violence call. Inside a trailer, he found an injured woman crying and visibly shaken.
I just hurt my foot. You got to get an argument? I woke up, he was drinking. I went to the bathroom, broke it down, and I came back to bed and he punched me in my mouth.
Okay, why was he upset?
I don't know.
Okay, let me see your mouth real fast. Where's he in his room?
I've been recording.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go talk to him. Okay.
There's blood all over my sheet.
Okay. Hey, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
I just asked you that.
Oh, I'm not in your house. What?
You and didn't get in an argument or something?
Dude, I have not argued with her. I have not seen her since like midnight this evening. I went to sleep around 2 o'clock in the morning. I got done playing my online game and went to sleep.
Okay. I'm gonna go talk to her. I got your side or your.
No, I'm covered.
Well, how about
what is going on?
How about for right now? I just go talk to her. Okay.
Bill,
Here's the thing. I know she drinks. I know you drink. Okay. Would you?
I've been drinking, but I've been sleeping. What's going on right now, sir?
I'm just gonna go talk to her. You're not in trouble. If you were in trouble, you'd know it by now.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, well,
okay,
I
so
know. I know you too.
I'm by myself right now.
Okay,
so for this time being, just stay where you're at. Okay. I'd appreciate it. He's saying he was sleeping.
He's lying.
Okay. Well, what?
Look at my face.
I'm not doubting you. I see it. Okay.
When backup arrived, staff returned to the bedroom and instructed the male suspect to put on clothes and shoes.
What am I being charged with?
Did I even say we're being charged with anything?
Oh, well, then I'm sitting my down.
Well, no. I mean, you need to get some shoes
Figure
on.
out my charges.
Get some shoes on, man. Okay, I'll explain everything.
There's no reason I should have shoes on. I should be going to sleep.
Okay. I'll say this to you again. You're either going to put some shoes on, or this isn't gonna be the way you want to end the night. I'll promise you that. Okay.
As in the later case, staff placed the suspect under arrest and removed him from the residence.
Wow, this is crazy, guys. I've not done any of this.
Danny, I know. We hear what you're saying. Okay. I don't want you to think that we're not listening to you. Okay?
Yeah, I know what you're not listening to me because you go throw me in the cell and I never see either of you guys again and I get charged in court. What is going on? I've been sleeping.
Dan, you know I've been out here a few times. Okay. And you even said every time we're out here, everything's smooth. Okay. I've always treated you with respect. I've always answered your questions.
Can I just leave and not ever come back?
I mean, maybe if you want to do that after whatever the judge decides to do, but
let's go to jail.
According to the victim, officer staff returned to her trailer shortly after the male suspect had been taken to jail. She stated that he entered the home without invitation and walked into her bedroom. With his body camera turned off, staff allegedly reached under her shirt and squeezed her breast. The victim pushed him away, and a short time later, he left the residence. But the alleged misconduct did not stop there. Soon afterward, staff reportedly began sending her text messages asking for nude photographs. The victim never reported the incident at the time, believing that no one would take her word against that of a police officer. As the investigation progressed, authorities uncovered additional incidents in which staff allegedly contacted women after obtaining their phone numbers while on duty and in uniform.
How did you meet him?
I was in a parking lot, Noon True Value. Just got done inside and they were closed already. Officer staff, whatever it's called, walked up to the car and asked if I had any problems or if I was, he made a joke. He's like, some kind of drug deal going on. Or made a joke. I was coloring, waiting in the parking lot. So yeah, that's how it came up.
According to another woman's statement, staff claimed he recognized her as a witness in a recent burglary case. He asked for her phone number and soon after began texting her directly.
What did he text you about?
It's kind of flirty stuff. It wasn't anything super inappropriate. Asked if I had a boyfriend and things of that nature.
Did he ever ask to meet up with you?
Yeah. I mean, no offense, but police officers are intimidating sometimes. And I wasn't trying to be like, leave me alone. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not in town tonight. Or, yeah, sure, I'll try to swing by there whenever.
Did he ever do or say anything else or anything weird or anything like when you guys were texting or that night that he met you?
I thought all of it was weird. I mean, police officers don't usually ask you for your phone number.
Yeah. What did you think about that?
I thought it was just, like I said, it was something that I didn't expect to happen. And I wasn't in any kind of position I didn't think to say no.
With each new account, investigators discovered allegations that became increasingly disturbing. In April 2020, staff responded to a domestic dispute involving a man and a woman. Both individuals were arrested at the scene, but according to one officer, the female suspect was never processed at the jail.
Do you know why she didn't get booked?
I think my report, they said like her eye was too bloodshot, so they weren't going to take her.
So the jail said they didn't want to take her?
Correct.
Okay. What happened with her as far as like her charges?
She was issued a notice to appear for domestic battery.
Well, what happens to her after that you know of?
I was getting off my shift, so I believe officer staff gave her a ride back to her house.
Okay.
With the notice to appear.
Were they talking to each other or anything like throughout this incident?
All I remember, she was really intoxicated. I don't know if she was saying, she was saying a lot of stuff, but I really don't recall what she was saying. I just know she was very intoxicated that night.
Do you know, did he make any comments or anything, or did she make any comments before they left?
She was saying a lot of stuff. I think she was saying stuff about like or something sexual, but I don't know if that was directed towards me or him. I really don't remember.
I got you.
Because she's deaf, right?
Yes, she
was hard to understand, very intoxicated.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
During an interview with the woman, investigators learned that after officer staff drove her home, he walked her back to her bedroom. Once inside, he allegedly turned off and removed his body camera before beginning to undress. According to her statement, staff reminded her that he had kept her from going to jail, making her feel pressured and unable to refuse his sexual demands. She described his behavior as disturbing, recalling that he smiled and laughed as if the situation were a joke. Before leaving, staff allegedly warned her not to tell anyone, claiming he would know if she did. He then took her identification and left the residence. As investigators continued speaking with other officers, another incident came to light from January 2020, when staff and several colleagues arrested multiple intoxicated women accused of trespassing at a Pillsbury plant.
You
alright?
No.
You need a hand?
No, I'm
No?
okay.
Okay.
She got Shannon and me.
Where's the boy at?
He's up in like the 5th floor. No, he's not lost. He's not coming. I tried. He's trying to find our phones, but my sister.
She has your phone.
She has all 4 of them.
but she hit me in the head and
She hit
right
us in
here.
the jaw. Look
Here's
at her
this.
head. Feel her head right here. Can you feel her head?
No, I can't.
Please, right here.
Well, here's the thing. That's not the most important thing right now.
That's the most important.
Is getting out of here.
Okay.
Seriously.
This is not. This
Okay.
is like
She
dangerous.
took our keys and everything.
Come on.
Okay.
Took all of our keys and everything.
Okay. We got it. Here. Are you?
No. She hit me in the head.
I know, but you're drunk. Okay.
I am,
I
but-
see you have no shoes on.
Yeah,
Okay.
she took my shoes and everything.
Okay.
One of the two women, who were reportedly romantic partners, appeared to have a bloody nose from an earlier altercation with her sister inside the factory.
My sister
Okay.
tried to kill me.
I know. I get, and we have officers out with her, so don't think that she just got away. Okay. The bad news is we have to make a little bit of a walk.
That's okay.
We have to literally walk
I'll
around
walk
the building.
wherever you gotta go.
Okay. So one
Come
person.
on. I'll carry you. I got to, dude.
Pull that blanket up.
I'll carry you. Come on. I'll carry you. Come on. Come on, get over my shoulder.
I just want to go home.
You want me to carry you? No. Okay. Stop.
Each officer took custody of one suspect and began escorting them on the long walk back toward a waiting ambulance. During the walk, the woman being escorted by officer staff asked him a personal question.
Right?
No.
No.
Nope.
Why not?
Why would I be?
Oh, what are you?
Are you?
Okay.
Why wouldn't you what?
She asked us, why wouldn't I be married?
No.
As the group moved through another section of the plant, the situation suddenly took a dangerous turn.
I have no shoes. No cord. You want to be on my back? No. Oh, no! You think I'm kidding?
Seriously, stop.
Oh, you stepped on a nail. Sit down.
Sit down.
Sit down. Sit down.
Got to leave.
I'm trying to pull it out.
Don't take it out! Don't take it out!
Despite the frightening setback, one of the women managed to continue walking and moved ahead with another officer. The second woman, who had earlier asked staff whether he was married, remained with him as the two began to fall behind the rest of the group. Moments later, her breast became exposed on camera, raising further concerns about what occurred while she was in staff's custody. According to investigative notes, officer staff appeared to extend his right hand toward the woman, though the body camera footage did not fully capture what happened next. Moments later, the camera was switched off for approximately 6 minutes.
So the only thing that shows on these cameras is a little red dot that shows when your camera's recording.
Yeah.
And I do not recall it being on when we got to the ambulance.
Footage from the incident shows two of the female suspects arriving at the ambulance, while the woman who had been walking with staff was instead taken toward a police cruiser. After learning she was about to be arrested, she made an accusation against staff, but the other officers appeared dismissive and did not seem to believe her.
So not only you, okay, every single person.
Okay, are we gonna fight right now? Because you know what? You were just all over me. So stop.
Okay.
There's gonna be an issue because you were just literally...
Here's the deal. There's not going to be an issue.
No, I
Yes.
will get a lawyer.
Okay,
I will
get
a
one.
Lawyer.
Get
I
one.
will get a lawyer.
Cool. All right, you're under arrest.
I will get an arrest because you was alarmed.
Stop
Really? He was
pulling
just
away,
kicking me.
okay? He wasn't, 'cause I was with him.
No, you were
Cody,
not.
put on
You
the
were
car.
not there when he was... Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I got both. You're good.
You're just literally all over me. This is police brutality. Really?
Yes, really. You're drunk. You can't
You
stand
stole my and everything. He really did. I'm not even kidding.
One officer later recalled the woman making an additional comment directly to staff.
What exactly did she say, and how did she say it?
That's I don't want to misquote, but it was.
Did she say genitals?
No, something along the lines of if I showed you my I'd go home, not to jail.
In a later interview, she alleged that after staff turned off his body camera, he reached inside her clothing and sexually assaulted her.
Without knowing actually what happened, what is your opinion? Do you think that this is something that he had the ability and capability, and that he's the type of guy like this? Like, does the shoe fit?
I would not say it's completely out of character. I didn't like working with him. Like, I don't like the way he is personally. I've never had one of these complaints made against me. And the fact that there's just multiple complaints coming against one person, it just seems to ring a little bit of an alarm. Here recently, there's been a couple more things come out since I've been speaking with these other officers, and that's when we decided, there's a lot of coincidences going on. So that's why we all wanted to come forward.
On February 24th, 2021, Illinois State Police arrested Officer Taylor Staff at his residence and transported him to the Sangamon County Jail, where he was held on a $250,000 bond. Staff later pleaded guilty to 5 charges as part of a plea agreement, including aggravated criminal sexual abuse, custodial sexual misconduct, criminal sexual abuse, and 2 counts of official misconduct. He was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison, with credit for 998 days already served, followed by 1 year of supervised release. He was also ordered to register as a lifetime sex offender. Because of his felony convictions, Taylor Staff is effectively barred from ever serving in law enforcement again. Do cases like this prove that body cameras are only effective when officers are not allowed to turn them off during public interactions? How should police departments be held accountable when warning signs or victim complaints are ignored by other officers? If this case shocked you, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. What part of this investigation disturbed you the most? Your opinion matters, and more true crime stories are coming soon.
I don't believe in them. They are not your sons. Stop believing them.
Be honest, baby. It's okay. Because you're going to feel so much better. You're going to feel so much better.
When they pull this GPS, will it show that you were at home in your bed, or will it show that you were somewhere else? That's the question that was asked. You don't know?
This is some that's serious. You will kill my family. What am I supposed to do?
Robert, you don't understand that you're just as guilty if you know who did it and you're not saying nothing. That's guilty by association.
I don't know. Snitching on everybody. If I was going to get charged, why did you make me stay?
I said I don't know.
My life is ruined.
Over several days, the discovery of 3 teenagers in the same Marion County, Florida neighborhood left investigators deeply unsettled. As the case unfolded, those connected to the victims began blaming one another, complicating the search for the truth. What emerged was far more disturbing than expected. Authorities first sensed something was wrong just before midnight on March 30th, 2023, when a 911 call set the investigation in motion.
There's a girl laying in front of my road and she's dying.
Okay, is she awake?
She's dying. I don't know. She's bleeding out of her head. She's gargling on her blood.
You need to turn her on her side so she doesn't choke, okay?
It doesn't matter what side? Like, on what side?
No, just turn her on her side so she doesn't choke on the blood, okay?
Oh, God.
Is she awake?
No.
Okay, is she breathing?
She's breathing.
Oh.
Do you know how far they are?
I don't have an ETA, but they are on the way, okay?
Deputies from the Marion County Sheriff's Department arrived just moments before emergency crews. As paramedics worked urgently to save the victim, deputies moved quickly to assess the chaotic scene and secure the area. Within minutes of the ambulance's arrival, the victim was transported to the nearest hospital, leaving investigators behind to piece together what had happened.
She's not responsive? No, not responsive. No, there's no ID, no nothing.
Young girl, older girl?
Younger girl. The shoe's right there, and that's been moved.
She was right there, right?
Yeah. And there's blood everywhere. I was not expecting that.
No. Well, I thought it was going to be BS, honestly.
Yeah, I immediately thought she had got, hit by a car. And I seen the big, but I've never seen an exit wound in a hit.
Yeah.
So I wasn't aware. Oh, yeah. She's laying down. It's all pulled out. I mean, it was.
And she was still breathing?
Rapid breathing.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Medic said she ain't gonna make it.
Yeah, more than likely. I mean, if she did, that's wild.
When officers spoke with the 911 caller, it became clear he had little understanding of the situation himself. He explained that he had only realized something was wrong after receiving a call from a neighbor across the street, adding another layer of uncertainty to an already confusing scene.
You didn't hear nothing at all?
She told me it sounded like someone crashed into my dumpster and then there was like 2 shots.
The neighbor soon approached deputies to speak with them directly, but her account only deepened the mystery surrounding the scene.
So, around what time did you hear? You said it sounded like a gun,
Yeah, it wasn't a loud gunshot. I would say about 20, 30 minutes ago. It wasn't a loud gunshot, but I heard about 4 or 5. And I kind of blew it off casually, and then I just looked out of my window because I did think it was strange with it, how late it was. And I saw the car run into the dumpster. And once I seen the car run into the dumpster, I stepped out my door, and I seen a man run out of the car down the road towards my yard, and I yelled at him, "What the fuck were you doing?" And then I seen him run back towards the car, take a minute, and I was calling him because it was his dumpster, and I seen him skirt off into the neighborhood.
Did you see if anybody was in? Was it only one? Was there
I
several
only
people?
seen one person running, and it was a male. It had a male figure, had a hat on. I want to say he was like 5 foot, maybe, but it was only one dude running down the road.
This aligned with the initial findings, as officers observed multiple sets of footprints, suggesting that more than one person may have been present.
Did you hear the crash first, or did you hear what sounded like
I heard the gunshots first.
Deputies quickly secured the main entrances and exits to the Forest Lakes Park neighborhood, attempting to intercept the suspected shooter. However, the area's dense woods and maze of back roads made the search challenging, providing ample opportunity for escape. At the same time, the hospital delivered a critical update, identifying the victim as 16-year-old Layla Silvernail. Her grandparents, who were also her legal guardians, were left devastated. Detectives initially made contact with her grandfather Kenneth as the investigation continued to unfold.
Layla was found, she was apparently with a gunshot wound, and she was taken to the hospital. So that's part of the reason why we came here, was to let you know about her status, but we also wanted to know any information that you had about who she was with yesterday, who she hanged out with.
What's she in the hospital for?
She had a gunshot wound.
Huh?
She was shot.
You're kidding.
No, that's what I told you when
This is what I've been trying to tell her. You're hanging around with a crew.
Kenneth quickly went to the back of the house to bring his wife, Lisa, to speak with investigators. As detectives attempted to ask questions, Layla's grandmother became increasingly distressed, making it difficult for officers to gather clear information.
Lisa, come here. Lisa, have a seat right here.
Is my granddaughter okay? Will she be okay?
She's going to be at the hospital. I don't know anything. That's why I
Lisa,
talk to you.
I'm the victim advocate, okay? I'm here for you. Have a seat for us. We need some information so we can find out who did this, okay? I'd like to know too. I will go and I will shoot their asses. No. Listen. Where was she shot at? Does anybody know anything?
She was shot in the head. Listen, that's all we have right now, okay?
This can't be happening. This can't be happening.
The reality of the situation was far more disturbing than Lisa initially understood. In the early hours of March 31st, just a day after the shooting, officers made a shocking discovery only blocks from where Layla had been found. A second victim, also suffering from a gunshot wound, was located nearby. The proximity left little doubt that the incidents were connected, intensifying the urgency to find whoever was responsible. Back at Layla's home, detectives worked to determine who had been with her that night. With 2 victims already identified, there was growing concern that others could still be in danger.
Lisa, look at me. Who was she with yesterday?
She came here with, and I'm going to tell you everything, because I don't like the people she hangs around with anyway.
Okay, that's what we need. That's what we need.
Lisa explained that Layla was often with her boyfriend, 17-year-old Michael Hodo, and suggested he might have been with her. She also pointed investigators toward Layla's best friend, who could provide insight into her movements before the shooting. Another name surfaced during the conversation, one that immediately caught investigators' attention, as it was already familiar to them.
And then that runaway girl, Camille.
Okay.
She was with her too yesterday.
Camille Quarles, 16, had been reported missing by her aunt and legal guardian weeks earlier. It was widely known that she had been staying with Layla at her grandparents' home, though efforts to bring her back had been unsuccessful. When investigators contacted her aunt Amy, she openly expressed frustration with how the situation was being handled.
I did call it in this morning to ask somebody to go through there, and nobody has called me back. I've called 5 or 6 times a day since she's been gone.
Concerns deepened as rumors began circulating at school, with students claiming that Camille had also been shot. Details about the victims and the crime scene were spreading rapidly, despite the fact that authorities had not yet released any official information. This raised serious concerns that those sharing the details may have had direct knowledge of the events.
And there was another body discovered this morning in that neighborhood.
Okay.
I want to know if it's my child.
Okay, the second person is not Camille. I can't identify who that person is, but it's not her.
The identification of the second victim only heightened fears for Camille's safety. At that stage, investigators still had limited insight into what had led up to the shootings. That began to change when they spoke with Layla's best friend Gabby, who provided a clearer picture. She explained that she had spent the day with Layla, her boyfriend Michael Hodo, and several other teenagers, individuals who would soon become central to the investigation.
Was there anybody else in the car other than you, Layla, anytime during the day? Camille was there.
This marked the second account placing Camille at the scene, yet there was still no trace of her. In the days leading up to the shooting, her aunt had occasionally spotted her at the park and monitored her activity on Instagram. But after the night of March 30th, all communication suddenly stopped. Back with investigators, Layla's friend detailed the group's movements throughout the day and identified others who had been present.
We went to Rob's. We went to I don't know if it's abandoned. Do you know what a trap house is? Yeah. Okay, so apparently, this kid Rob, I don't know him personally, but they do. Okay. They're friends or whatever, and we went over there and we chilled over there.
Notably, Gabby stated that Layla had been driving the group the entire time. However, the only evidence of her vehicle, a white Chevy Cruze, was a tire track left at the scene. Locating the car quickly became a priority, as it could provide critical answers about what happened that night.
Do you know his last name or anything else about Rob?
No, I don't really know if Rob is his real name or not, because I know some people know him as Reaper, Rob, and stuff like that. So
Was anyone else there at the house besides the three of you and Rob?
Well, there was this kid 3-5, but I don't know his real name.
What's 3-5 look like?
I don't know. He's 12. He's a little kid.
A 12-year-old?
Detectives then focused on identifying two individuals mentioned in the investigation, Rob and someone known as 3-5. Rob was believed to be 17-year-old Robert Robinson, who was already being held at a juvenile detention facility on an unrelated charge. When questioned, he pointed investigators toward another individual, Christopher Atkins. In a surprising development, Christopher was just 12 years old. Given their ages, both boys' mothers were required to be present before any questioning could proceed, with Christopher's mother, Ashley, arriving at the station first.
I don't understand. Where the hell is my son? If he being questioned, why the fuck I'm not in there? Which stick is it on? Where's my son?
He's in the other room right here.
They talking to him?
Not yet. No, they're all getting their stuff together.
Ashley appeared uneasy, seemingly unconvinced that her son hadn't already been questioned, and strained to listen to what was happening in the adjacent room. After nearly 2 hours, she was finally brought in to sit with Chris, who appeared visibly shaken.
Can I put this around? Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. Did you want another jacket?
Okay.
Are you sure? You look like you're cold. Let me get you.
You say you have 4 siblings? Okay. You guys get along okay in the house?
Detectives approached the conversation carefully, mindful of his age. They began by establishing basic understanding, ensuring both Chris and his mother were aware of their rights, and confirming that he could distinguish right from wrong, before turning to the events under investigation.
So, Chris, what I'd like to start with talking to you about is, and like I said, I just want you to be honest with us. I'd like you to talk to me about last Thursday night.
First, we made something to eat. Then we watched TV. And I went to sleep for a little bit. And I heard something outside. I opened the door. There was nothing outside now. I think I went to sleep.
So I think what you just told me was what you probably had rehearsed in your mind several times to tell a police officer if you ever had to talk about that Thursday night. Because sitting here and talking to you with your mom here crying and knowing that you have these siblings, you're probably in sort of an embarrassing and shameful position. If you are sorry for what happened, repent for it and start from the very beginning and go to the very end without me having to pull it from you. Because somebody that I have to pull each individual action from, that tells me that they don't really want to say what they did wrong, that they don't feel bad for it.
Reaper down there has been super honest. He took him a minute to get comfortable with me, and he's told me everything down to details that only he would know, and
that's involved in
nobody else would know.
Some of the details, he points finger at you.
At the same time, 17-year-old Robert Robinson, known by the alias Reaper, was being interviewed separately. As with Chris, both Rob and his mother, Erica, were formally advised of their Miranda rights before questioning began.
I'm trying to bring the best way to say this to you guys. We're investigating several different incidents that occurred over the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
One being a theft of side-by-side. One being the theft of, a burglary. We're investigating a robbery, and we're investigating a murder. Okay? Murder. Mm-hmm. So,
The first ones you named is believable. The last one you named is not. You don't have the heart to keep the. I know that for a fact.
Okay. What'd you do on Thursday all day?
I mean, I was home all day. Like, I was home all Thursday.
Okay. Who were you with? Did anybody come over? Did we hang out with anybody?
At
Did
like
you
1
go
o'clock.
anywhere with anybody?
I ain't go no. Came over at like 1 o'clock.
What'd you guys do then?
We just chilling. Literally, like we were just chilling.
Okay. Was anybody with at the time? How did he get to your house? Things like that?
Supposed to drove to my house. It was him, Landon, Layla, and there was another girl with them. I don't know her name.
Sosa was identified as a nickname used by Layla's boyfriend, 17-year-old Michael. His father reported last seeing him around 6:30 the previous evening, roughly the same time Gabby said she had separated from the group. Another individual, Landon, was interviewed, but was determined to have no relevant information. Investigators also considered the possibility that an unnamed girl mentioned in the timeline could be the missing Camille, raising concerns about her whereabouts and safety.
Did you go anywhere after 6:30, Rob?
Oh, why do y'all keep asking that?
I just
we
want
keep
to make
asking
sure.
because we've been working on our investigations
What
for
do
several
y'all
days.
think happened, bro? I'm telling you, I
You understand?
was in the house
You understand,
that
Rob?
night. Like I only seen Sosa one time that day.
Rob, we know you were out of the house after 6:30. Okay? We know you were with around 7 o'clock p.m.
CCTV footage soon provided a critical lead, indicating that Rob and others in the group may have been involved in a vehicle theft and an armed robbery earlier that night. While serious, these offenses were overshadowed by what investigators believed occurred afterward. Back in the interview room, Chris's mother urged him to grasp the seriousness of the situation as detectives continued pressing for answers.
Well, you need to tell if you ain't.
Now's the time.
Now's the whole story. You know you left out of the house Thursday when I told you not to, and you finna speak. You better talk right now.
And Reaper's already told us what the plan was that night. So we know what the original plan was. We're asking you now to be honest and to come forth and tell us what happened and why it happened.
He knocked on the window.
When you say he, I never want to guess. Who's he?
Rob, also known as Reaper, was initially reluctant to speak and required persistent questioning before beginning to open up.
Rob, right now you're protecting KTM and your buddies. You need to think about protecting yourself.
At one point, investigators referenced the phrase KTM. While its meaning remained unclear, the fact that detectives were already aware of it appeared to pressure Rob into cooperating, though only cautiously.
Was that the house? When you saw, when you were with, who was with y'all?
It was me. 3-5.
Mm-hmm.
Layla was there.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it.
By this stage, authorities had established that more individuals were present that night than just Chris, Rob, Michael, and Layla.
Did you go anywhere with them that night?
No, I ain't go nowhere with them. I just told you. I swear to God, was at the house. They said they was finna leave. I went back home. Actually, Mom, I didn't come in until late. I didn't come in until after 7 anyways.
You don't know what time you came home. Now,
but they talking about what now? Mulaka at 7:10.
What I'm saying is, you don't know what time you came home because you defy your curfew so much. You don't know what time you came in. It might have been 8 o'clock. It might have been 7:30. It might have, you know what I'm saying? So you don't know. What I'm saying is, if you know something that they're trying to get out of you, I don't give a who your friends are, who you trying to protect. I gotta get to work. And I'm sick of dealing with this jail because you choose to have friends. You need to be honest.
Despite this, it was evident that Rob was still withholding key details about what had occurred.
What about a cell phone? Do you own that phone?
Yeah, I own that phone. So
Okay.
do you all want permission to check the location?
That
on
would be
phone?
great, yeah.
No.
That would
What
be
do you
great.
mean, no?
Oh, they can check my phone. They might find
They're not
something else in
looking.
there.
They're not looking in your phone for anything else.
So you're certain that your phone GPS will keep you at your house that night?
Are you? Are you? So we gon' no.
I can just tell you, I really don't know nothing about no murder. That is the truth. I don't know nothing about no murder, and I was not. I was not there with no murder.
That's not what they asked, though. That's not what they asked. What they asked was, when they pull this GPS, will it show that you were at home in your bed, or will it show that you were somewhere else? That's the question that was asked. You don't know?
I don't know what y'all want me to do. Like, I'm telling you stuff.
They want you to
telling me I'm lying, and I'm telling them the truth. And you sitting there going with them. Why don't you believe in them? They are not your son. Stop believing them. Oh, no, I was not there. Like,
I didn't say
I was not there.
I didn't say you were there.
Wait,
first and foremost.
You sitting there just moving everything you're saying.
No, first and foremost, you lie so much, I don't know what to believe what comes out your mouth. You didn't burn the bridge that's been gone. Let's get that understood. But what I'm saying is, you so quick to want to protect people, and let me finish.
Protecting.
You so quick to want to protect people, don't want to snitch, want to be cool this and cool that, and not be known as a is in the paperwork and all of this, that you're willing to sit here and go down for murder that I know you didn't do. I know for a fact that you didn't do it. But you're going to be guilty by association because you don't want to tell who the did it. That's the problem.
I did not kill nobody. I did not kill nobody.
Did somebody you know do it?
Like, what the
No, I don't know nothing about no murder. I don't know nothing about no murder.
And if you lying, you standing on this island by yourself. Because if you got something to tell these people, because they have a way to tell if you're lying.
Investigators began comparing his account with Chris's statement from the adjacent room. Chris had been more forthcoming, and noticeable inconsistencies between their versions quickly emerged.
What do you think he's going to tell us, Robert?
He's not going to, with me, I swear to God, he's not going to, I didn't do anything. I promise you I didn't do anything.
Who did?
I don't understand why you keep lying. And then you go back.
It's going to be a snitch. And it doesn't matter. Kill me. It don't matter. That is a snitch and I would die. This is not no joke. You would die. Like, you would die for snitching out here. People die for that. Real talk. Mama, people get popped and killed for snitching.
We're talking about life sentences here.
Right. And this is like really just listen. Your actions and the people you choose to hang with and all of this
I didn't kill anybody.
is slowly killing me. I should just pause. Let me talk. I'm supposed to be at work right now. I just took a promotion. I can't keep missing work off of that you are doing or the people you hang with or just any of that. Like, I don't know if you know or not, but they threatening me with contempt of court because I don't come to none of your court stuff for the other shit you got going on. I make sure you get there, but I cannot keep missing work. And you sitting here in my face telling me that you don't want to snitch because your life is they gonna kill you. Pause. You don't know, mother.
It wasn't me.
I didn't say
kill nobody. They trying to get me a license.
I didn't say that you killed anyone. Robert, you don't understand that you just as guilty if you know who did it and you're not saying nothing. That's guilty by association. Like, what part of that is not clicking for you? If you know who killed these kids, then you need to tell him.
As the questioning continued, the pressure mounted. Eventually, something shifted, prompting Rob to finally provide his account of the events.
Taj killed all three of them.
Okay. Tell me about it.
Were you there?
The whole story?
Were you there?
The whole story.
Let him talk. Tell me the whole story.
Rob's statement introduced a critical detail. He referred to 3 victims, despite detectives having questioned them about only 2 so far. This immediately raised concern, leading investigators to suspect that the Taj he mentioned was 16-year-old Taj Bruton, a name already familiar to them from prior cases. However, his whereabouts were unknown. Weeks earlier, Taj had removed his ankle monitor and disappeared, making him even harder to locate. For the moment, detectives chose to focus on gathering more details from Chris, who continued the timeline after recalling that Rob had knocked on his window.
Okay, Reaper knocks on the window.
He knocks on the window. He said, come on, we finna go see some girls or something. Then we went out. And this girl and the boy picked us up. I don't know what. This girl and the boy.
Based on Rob's account, investigators believed the individuals involved at that stage were Michael and Layla, though notably, Camille was not mentioned. Even as Rob described the seating inside Layla's vehicle, her presence was absent from his version. According to his statement, Layla was driving, Michael sat in the front passenger seat, and Chris and Rob were in the back. However, it became clear they were not the only ones in the car.
Then somebody came in the car, I don't know his name. It was like somebody in all black.
Okay. And how does this person look? I know you said he's wearing dark colored clothes, right? I heard you say that.
Ski mask on too, yeah.
I'm telling you what, if somebody got in the car wearing a ski mask, I'd be like, what is going on?
Chris's account, however, did not align, and detectives began to suspect there was a troubling reason for the discrepancy.
Yeah, I looked at Rob, I was like, I thought we were going to see some girls. He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, all right. And then we kept driving again.
During questioning, Chris repeatedly referred to an unidentified individual as the X-Man, never using a real name. By that point, however, investigators already had a clearer picture. Rob had identified the person behind the mask.
We could pick up Taj. As soon as Taj came out of the house, first thing he told me, like, we knocking on. We knocking on. I was like, nah, but I ain't even trying to do all that.
After further pressure, Rob eventually told detectives that Taj could be found at his girlfriend's residence. Officers later located him and brought him in for questioning. Rather than clarifying events, Taj's statement only added to the confusion. He claimed that everything had been Rob's idea.
I'm sitting right next to him, and he whispered in my ear, he was like, bro, I'm finna rob these tonight, bro. I look at him like, what you mean you finna rob these tonight? He's like, bro, so sad, Layla, bro, they got a pound of weed, they got me some money, bro. And if they don't go for it, I'm gonna kill them. That's exactly how he said. At this point, I'm frantic if I can't, if I tell Sosa, right, Rob's sitting right next to me, so therefore he's gonna shoot me. So I'm sitting here, I'm scared as hell, so I'm like, I ain't got no choice but to just sit here and it is what it is.
Rob, in contrast, insisted the opposite.
It was so random. Like, he just said he wanted to knock him off. I'm not thinking he's serious, though. Like, at the time, when he first said it, If you would have seen his face, like, bro, he was laughing. Like, if I would have really thought he was finna kill me, like, I wouldn't have got back in that car. I would have stayed right there and called my mom and be like, can you come get me? I didn't think he was serious until when the car started slowing down and I seen him up the gun.
That Taj was responsible, allegedly motivated by a desire to take Michael's firearm. In Chris's interview, his version appeared to support Rob's account, at least initially.
What triggered him to just start shooting? I'm trying to figure out. It's something in between that you're not saying.
Because I think the person that the white guy, I think they said he had a lot of money or something.
Oh, so it was set up as a robbery. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay. So they were setting up to rob the man.
Did Reaper mention that to you, that something was going to be set up or anything?
He didn't even know. Like, all I heard was pow, and like, I thought somebody was shooting at us, so I hopped out the car and ran.
I'm looking. Boom! Boom!
Yet once again, Taj's narrative conflicted with the others, deepening the inconsistencies and leaving investigators to untangle a web of shifting blame.
3-5 shot at Sosa. Boom. Layla got shot by Rob because that was diagonal. It was crazy as fuck.
Just like that. It took 2 shots. It wasn't no more than that. It took 2 shots to kill both of them.
Investigators were able to confirm that at least part of the accounts was accurate, though the exact sequence of who shot whom remained unclear. Tragically, the second victim was identified as Layla's boyfriend, Michael Hodo. He had been found lying in the grass along the roadside, just blocks away from Layla, and was already deceased when officers arrived. The news devastated his family, with his father reacting in heartbreak upon learning his son would not be coming home.
My son's dead, isn't he?
I'm sorry to be the one to tell you.
Oh, no! Oh my God! No!
Can they come back out here and help? We have to talk. We have to find this out. Who's to find us? This is to go find out who did this to Sam.
I'll find him when I kill him and kill him. Oh my God! Baby boy.
As Michael's family processed the loss, Chris continued recounting the final moments leading up to the shooting.
And you said he shot this white guy first?
Yeah, the white guy was like sitting like this, and like,
where'd he shoot him at?
Like right here.
And the gun was pressed up against his head? Is that what you're?
I think it was like.
Okay. And then, what about the white girl that's driving? Tell me about that.
He turned the gun and shot her.
Where'd he shoot her at?
I don't know.
On this point, Rob's account aligned with his, something that would soon become increasingly uncommon.
Where did he shoot Layla?
No, I think it was headshots.
Taj, however, continued to shift responsibility back onto the others, further complicating the investigation.
I know he shot Sosa in the back of the head. I seen that happen. I seen Rob try to shoot her, right? And when he tried to shoot her, he shot her, and then his gun didn't go off, so he reloaded it again and shot her.
Despite the conflicting narratives, Chris then revealed another deeply disturbing detail.
Did he see it coming?
No, it was like to the back of his head.
Okay. Did he have any time to defend himself?
No, but Taj just upped him and shot him in the head.
At this stage, investigators continued searching the Forest Lakes Park area for any physical evidence. With new information indicating the shooting had taken place inside Layla's vehicle, locating the car became a top priority. Above all, however, officers were desperately searching for any sign of Camille. While there was hope she might still be alive, there was also growing concern that she could be seriously injured and in urgent need of medical attention. If so, time was critical. Meanwhile, her family remained trapped in an agonizing state of uncertainty. Rumors circulating within the community suggested that Camille had been involved in the shooting, only adding to their distress. Despite mounting pressure, investigators still had no definitive answers to provide. Their focus remained on piecing together the truth through the accounts of Chris, Rob, and Taj. As Chris continued his statement, investigators felt they were getting closer to understanding what had happened. But once again, the details began to shift, casting doubt and complicating the timeline even further.
Was the car driving whenever they got shot?
No, it was just like, it stopped, and then like it kept going, like, and I hopped out the car and kept going with it.
Where did the car keep going when it kept going?
like to a dumpster.
Did you get back in the car?
Yeah, I got back.
I mean, did you want to get back in the car or did you not? No, you didn't want to. Okay, what made you get back in that car? Explain to me that.
Because he had a gun. I thought he was going to get to shoot at me. Because if I was just with him and if I was just with him, he just killed somebody, and he probably would kill me too because he think I was going to snitch.
In contrast, Rob claimed that he was the one who exited the vehicle.
When he shot Layla, I got out the car because the blood started dripping. I ain't wanted to get on me.
Taj, however, made the same assertion, adding yet another contradiction to an already conflicting set of accounts.
I get out of the car, they still shooting because it was like 4 to 6 shots. I don't know exactly how many shots it was, but it was a couple shots, bro. So at this point, we hear this lady. This lady is over there like, I'm running. I'm trying to hide in the forest. I don't know what the fuck I'm finna do. I'm trying to call spring everything. So this lady, hey, what's going on over there? He sees me, or I guess he run back over there. Rob run over here, and he was like, hey, this, that, and the third. So I'm like, I'm gonna just do what you tell me to do. I just want to go home. So
this detail only confirmed that at least one of the boys had exited the vehicle, a fact already supported by a witness who reported seeing a male figure running nearby after hearing gunshots and observing the crash. For the time being, detectives chose not to press the inconsistencies and instead focused on clarifying more critical aspects of the case, beginning with Rob.
What happened to Layla? Where did they...
I don't know. Taj threw Layla out the car and hopped in the driver's seat and started driving.
Rob stated that Taj had repeated the same action shortly afterward.
Taj pulled body out the car, patted him down at the cannon. He grabbed the cannon, got back in the driver's seat, and he drove off.
Was that next to Layla where she was pulled out?
No, it was in a different spot.
This aligned with evidence at the second scene, where Michael's body was discovered. There was minimal blood present, but investigators noted what appeared to be drag marks leading from the road into the brush where the body was found.
Did you help take...
I ain't touch nobody. I ain't touch a body. I ain't touch nothing. I swear to God, I ain't touch nothing. Once they was dead, I said, take me home, man. Take me home.
However, Taj disputed this version of events, offering a different account altogether.
Rob drives. He pulled Layla out of the car. That's why she got left by the dumpster. He starts driving. He's driving. We go around the corner. He goes over to Sosa. Sosa had, I think, in his somewhere on him. So he pulled Sosa out of the car. He just dragged him over in some woods or some shit.
And were you driving the car?
No, I was not driving the car.
Detectives then turned to Chris, posing similar questions in an effort to reconcile the conflicting statements.
Did you pull her out of the car?
No. What is Rob doing during all this?
He was sitting in the back seat.
What's he saying?
He was like, oh. He was like, go.
And what happened next?
Yeah. And he drove all the way out there in Ottawa. And he tried to put a thing in the river, but I think got stuck or something.
What thing are you talking about? The car. Okay.
By this point, detectives had gathered enough independent evidence to begin identifying inconsistencies in the boys' statements. The ongoing search of Forest Lakes Park led to another grim discovery, further deepening the case. Taj then continued his account, describing what they allegedly did with Layla's car.
We get over here to this lake. It's dark as hell. 3-5 get out of the car. He got out of the car. Rob tells him, hey, start wiping everything down. So he started wiping everything down. He's wiping everything down. The door handles, everything. He's wiping everything down. So after he started wiping everything down, Rob takes Layla's phone or Aunt Sosa's phone or whoever phones he found in that bit, threw him in the lake, wash them, throw him in the lake.
The location he referenced was a lake roughly 5.5 miles, about 8.8 kilometers from Forest Lakes Park. Investigators were confident it was the correct site. When the lake was searched, officers recovered 2 phones from the water, later identified as belonging to Michael and Layla. Additional evidence was also uncovered, reinforcing the significance of the location. As Taj spoke, he attempted to frame Rob as the central figure behind the crime.
He tell 3-5, get in the car, drive the car into the lake, for whatever reason.
However, when detectives questioned Chris, he claimed he had not been near the car at that stage.
Were you in the car when it was going in the river? Or?
Yeah, I was out the car. I was trying to run back to my house.
Mm-hmm. You were out of the car. What was Rob doing?
I don't know. I left. I was running back to my house.
What did he say he did with the car after that then?
I didn't ask all of that. I didn't ask that.
What about the guns that were used?
I don't know where those at either.
Oh, it's barely in the lake. Okay. Like when he drive, it might be the two front tires in the lake. It might be a little bit more in the hood, but the back of the car, all that is still out of the lake.
That location ultimately led police to the vehicle itself. What investigators discovered inside was far more disturbing than anticipated. Back in the interview room, Chris continued recounting his version of events.
Describe to me the clothes that you were wearing that night when all these bad things happened. What happened to them?
They wanted us to burn them.
Who wanted you to burn them? Did you have blood or something on them?
No.
Are you sure?
I don't think so.
Like Detective Bender said, we processed that car front to back, top to bottom, bottom to top 3 times. 3 days worth of actual forensic work, several forensic people. I don't think you could have sat anywhere in that car and not got blood on you.
I think it was something on my shoe.
I'm standing over here scared as like I think it's blood all over me, but it's dark, so I don't know. But I think it's blood all over me.
Rob claimed that burning the clothing had been Taj's idea, while Taj insisted it was Rob who initiated it. Regardless of who was responsible, investigators recovered the remains of burned clothing in a forest pile, including fragments of shoes, sweatpants, and sweatshirts. Not all items had been destroyed, however. Chris's shoes, identified as Nike slides, were found discarded in nearby bushes, and a glove was recovered near Michael's body, with a matching one located close to the lake. Detectives questioned Taj about these findings.
So were you wearing gloves at this time?
Yes, I was wearing gloves because, like I said, I was supposed to go hit.
And what about Rob?
Rob was wearing gloves too. Yeah, Rob was wearing gloves.
Taj explained that the group had originally planned to go car hopping that night, which he said accounted for the gloves and ski mask. Even so, investigators were left considering whether those items had been brought for a far more serious purpose. For the moment, detectives concluded their initial questioning of Rob.
Do you feel a little better now that you were honest? Did you need to get that off your chest?
Worse. Now I feel like I just snitched on everybody. And
as they stepped out of the room, Rob remained inside, unaware that his time at the station was far from over. There were still significant gaps in his account, but for the moment, he was left alone with his thoughts.
I'm going to charge you because you were there and you didn't come forward.
Did come forward?
I'm talking about when it happened.
I just told him everything.
I'm just letting you know, Rob. You don't
I'm
understand.
gonna get charged for murder. Mama, I was the one that was snitching on everybody. If I was gonna get charged, why did you make me stay?
I said I don't know.
What's the point of snitching?
We're gonna ask you to step out now. Hey, Mama. Wait, hey, is my mama still here?
Yeah, she's still
here. Wait, Mama.
Talk to me.
She's
talking with someone.
Can you see if they do charge me? Can you see if she can give me a lawyer? I didn't kill anybody.
Hey, relax.
Can you ask her, please?
He repeatedly asked the officer at the door to bring his mother back, only to learn that she had already left for work. Before leaving, she had made it clear to investigators that she did not want Rob to answer any further questions without legal representation present, a decision Rob himself did not appear to agree with.
Is my mama still out there? Hold on. How can I get charged for murder?
Listen.
Can you explain it to me?
Hold on. We got it. We're taking your DNA, okay?
As officers processed Rob, collecting DNA, fingerprints, and photographs, he repeatedly questioned how he could be facing a murder charge.
Listen, can I tell you the situation, please?
I heard it. Listen. Let them do their thing. Your mama's not here yet. We can't talk to you.
She's close?
I don't know how far she got, but she is on her way.
While his interview was temporarily paused, detectives continued their questioning with Chris, where the line of inquiry became increasingly direct and difficult.
They executed a search warrant on the house, which they did collect some things, and I'd like to talk to you about those things too.
Mm-hmm.
But because you, because it looked like a surprise on that.
Yeah, like what was in my house that got to do with this homicide? And
I will, and I'm going to tell you about that because, like I said, I'm not going to leave anything out.
It's I can tell you, it's pretty damning. I guess I would use that word.
So, are you serious?
Do you own any firearms, ma'am? Does anyone in your home own a firearm? Okay, because I'm pretty sure they found 1 or 2 firearms in the house. And I'm sure you guys have watched CSI, right? We can take a firearm, we can shoot it. That round that you shoot, we can take, and we can put it into a computer
and tell you who got killed.
And actually compare it to other fired casings, like the shell from the bullet. How?
Reaper, he told me to hold the guns from.
Why would you hold guns from when you know something that dumb just happened? That was stupid.
When Reaper gave you these, you think that they're going to be related to this?
I think so.
Describe to me why you think that.
Because he said, put these up, make sure your mama don't find them.
Okay. And the gun that you saw X-Man use, was it either one of those 2 guns?
I think it was the black one.
Meanwhile, Rob remained waiting at the station.
Didn't kill anybody.
I don't want to be charged with murder. I do not want to be charged with murder, bro.
Eventually, detectives returned to speak with him after he insisted on providing more information, despite his mother no longer being present.
All right, so, I explained to you what your mom said on the phone, right? She didn't want us to ask you any more questions about a lawyer presence. You reapproached me a couple times, and you said that you wanted to discuss some stuff further, right? I just want to make sure that we're clear that you don't have to answer our question. You don't have to talk to us at this point. But you've stated to me that it's my case. I want to talk to you. Yes.
With no guardian in the room, officers once again advised him of his Miranda rights. Almost immediately, Rob began to admit to a deeper level of involvement.
Taj told me to help him pull the body out of the trunk and throw it in the lake. He grabs it. He's trying to pull a leg. And he was like, "Bro, it's heavy. I need help." So I grabbed one leg. I tried to help. I was like, "Bro, it's too heavy. I don't want to do this." Put the thing down. Left the girl in the trunk because I told him I didn't want to help him.
Rob went on to give a lengthy and disjointed account, claiming he had sold his firearm the day before the crimes occurred. Detectives allowed him to speak before confronting him with information that challenged his version of events.
So that's an issue because we have that gun now.
No, that's not.
It was at 3-5's house. You said you sold it.
I did. That's not my gun. That one's not mine. That's not
the
my
same
gun.
Investigators also suspected that the weapon in question had been stolen, adding further doubt to Rob's claims.
You might tell the truth that you didn't pull a trigger, but you knew this was going to happen. You knew it was going to happen.
I did not know this.
A similar line of questioning was later put to Taj, as detectives worked to test the credibility of each account.
We've sent some of the casings off to be examined already. It's not back, I'll tell you that. Otherwise, we would probably be having this conversation. That those casings aren't going to come back, like he said, to a third gun.
To a third gun, they shouldn't.
At the same time, forensic evidence continued to build. Multiple shell casings were recovered across all 3 crime scenes, with a significant concentration near the vehicle at the lake. Even as the boys avoided directly stating who fired the shots, investigators knew ballistic analysis would eventually provide those answers. For now, detectives shifted focus to a topic that at least 2 of the boys appeared reluctant to address.
Let's talk about the trunk of that car.
You open at the trunk, sir?
There's another part that we haven't talked about.
Trunk?
Mm-hmm.
It was a girl in the trunk. And he told me to open the trunk, and he shot her.
Where did he tell you to open the trunk from?
Are you serious right now?
He told me to open the trunk from the inside, like the inside.
Okay.
And whenever you pulled that open, tell me about what you saw in there.
All I seen was luggage, and then he said move, and then he shot.
Okay. You said all you saw was luggage?
Luggage and it was like a girl.
And what part of her body could you see? Could you see her feet, or hair, her hand? Describe to me
I seen hair.
I did not even know it was another person in the trunk at all.
Okay. So you just riding around and she just in there?
Yeah. I mean, we rode around like that before, though.
Just because there ain't no room for all the people?
Just because there ain't no room for all the people.
When you go to open up that seat, What were you thinking in your head?
Like, what am I gonna do? I don't know what to do. Like, I was confused. I was like, I was thinking like there was a person back there.
Did this person say something? Describe to me what you heard. What you heard whenever you opened that seat up. What noises?
All I heard was somebody tell me to watch out, and then I heard a gunshot, 2 gunshots.
Tragically, the third victim was confirmed to be Camille. Her body was discovered on April 1st, 2 days after Layla was found. As Chris had described, she had been shot twice. The nature and placement of her injuries made it clear that her death was not accidental. Being shot in both the back and the head pointed to deliberate intent. Once her identity was confirmed, law enforcement contacted her aunt, Amy, to deliver the devastating news.
So you probably know why we're here, where we've been investigating the incident that happened Friday involving Layla and the other individual that was found deceased.
You know, it took us a little while because we couldn't positively identify her, so it took us a little while. But, you know, we're certain that it's Camille that is now deceased.
In a response that surprised investigators, Amy remained composed. It soon became clear that she had already come to believe Camille was no longer alive.
The grandpa of Layla actually came to my house when I found your card, telling me that Camille was deceased, and how are you doing is what he told me. They were talking about
Camille
it at the hospital that Camille was deceased already. I had a mother call me at midnight last night that, my phone has not stopped.
As her family began to process the loss, detectives returned to questioning Chris, pressing for more precise details about the circumstances surrounding Camille's death.
What happened after he shot her?
He closed it, and we left.
How many times did he shoot her?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna.
I think once, twice.
Well, what is it? One twice. Twice? Okay. Do you know what part of her body he shot her?
No, when I opened it, he opened it, so I looked away.
The situation grew even more disturbing when Taj provided his version of events. As expected, he denied being the shooter, instead placing the blame on someone else, an accusation that sent a chilling shift through the investigation.
Who folds the seat down?
3-5, because he was on the side, so he hops out of the car, right? He can get out of the car, flip the seat down, boom, hit her once. So he shot her once.
Where did he shoot her?
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't see exactly where he shot her at all. And then she's not dead yet, so Rob sees that and he shoots her to make sure she's dead. So Layla got 1 headshot, and then Camille got 2 because she wasn't dead yet.
For once, Rob's account appeared to align, at least in part. Before his mother left the station, he had already shared a similar claim with detectives.
It was 3-5 that did that. 3-5 dropped the seat and shot the girl, and he shot it in the head. And then Taj was like, shoot the bitch in the back, shoot the bitch in the back. 3-5 dropped the back seat and he shot the girl. She was still alive. He's like, finish her. So he shot it again.
Detectives were aware that 3-5 was Chris's street name, but even with that clarification, parts of the story still didn't add up. After everything uncovered so far, investigators were no longer willing to accept anything less than a complete and consistent account.
Now, Reaper, Rob, there's a lot of similarities that are overlapping here, but there's definitely a discrepancy that Rob told us about what happened to the person in the trunk.
So they're trying to make him the shooter, right? Yeah, that's what y'all leaving out. I mean, be honest. Be honest. We being all being honest here. Just be honest. Is he the shooter? That's what they're saying. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do is just say that. I mean, stop going around it.
I can tell you that he is not. You, Chris, are not being blamed for those people in the front seat.
In the back seat is what the trunk is the one that
we have some issues with the trunk.
I'm gonna keep it real about.
Tell us.
Be honest, baby. It's okay.
Because you're gonna feel so much better. You're gonna feel so much better. You're gonna feel so much better once you talk about what
He's tell me. Say it. Just say it.
He said, if I ain't do it, you gonna kill everybody I know.
So tell us what you did.
He said you gonna kill everybody I know.
Yeah. Who made you do it? Who is it?
Rob.
Rob made you do it?
Yeah.
He said he gonna kill everybody you know. Well, who was the X-Man?
I don't know who that is.
Now, did you
just calm down?
Once again, Rob's version differed. Before his mother left the station, he had provided a statement that conflicted with what others were saying.
Taj made him kill the person, or he was gonna kill 3-5.
Is that what he said? He told
He told 3-5, if you don't kill this girl, I'm gonna shoot you in your head.
Let's go on here. He said that he was going to kill. He would kill everybody you know, and he did fire a gun. Tell me about what you did.
I think I shot the girl. I don't know where it was, but and then he came up and shot her too.
Okay.
Who did?
Rob.
Okay. So when you shot her, what gun did you use when you shot her?
The ex dude gave me the Scott.
If Chris had used Taj's firearm, it could explain why only 2 weapons were recovered during the search. However, that possibility raised further questions. One's detectives had already begun exploring with Rob and his mother.
So that's my concern here, is that you said that Taj was pretty much orchestrated this and was concerned that 3-5 would snitch on him. So he made him
3-5 do that.
But you saying that he was completely fine with you not taking any part of that?
Yes, with me, he just told me, if you snitch, I'm gonna kill you.
While his mother was present, Rob maintained his innocence. With her no longer in the room, investigators believed he might now be more willing to speak openly.
I honestly don't think you're a cold-blooded killer. I know Taj, I've dealt with him, and I've dealt with you. And there's a reason I wanted to talk to you. Because I don't think you're that dude. I don't think you're a cold-blooded killer. Taj, I don't know anything about 3-5. I've never met him. But I'm telling you that when the evidence says that you were there and that you shot someone, there is no explaining that.
Evidence is going to tell you that I'm there, but all I can tell you is that I didn't shoot nobody.
Did you shoot Layla?
No.
Because I got information that somebody that was in their car had a thing for Layla, and he couldn't do it. So somebody else did it.
No.
Okay?
No, that's not true.
Your brother's talking. Is there any reason why he would be telling people that you shot one of those people if you didn't do it?
Investigators appeared to apply strategic pressure in an effort to encourage Rob to speak more openly and reveal the full truth. It was possible that similar information had reached Amy earlier, which may explain how she already believed Camille was deceased before being formally notified. Meanwhile, in Chris's interview room, his mother struggled to process the gravity of what was being revealed.
You shot somebody that's dead, boy. What the This is a homicide. This is 3 people dead. This is some shit that's serious.
You gonna kill my family? What I supposed to do?
That's why.
I understand. That's what we were trying to tell you from the beginning.
Chris, take a deep breath.
Just calm
take
down.
a deep breath. Now listen to me. When you say that someone threatens your family and threatens you, I need to put it in the report. Take a deep breath.
Please tell me, what am I supposed to do?
Overwhelmed, she admitted she had no answers and asked detectives for a moment to step outside and collect herself.
He know where I live, and he knows my whole family. He was gonna kill my whole family.
Are you talking about Reaper, or are you talking about Stavo?
Reaper. He was gonna kill my.
Let's talk about X-Men real quick. I think you know who X is, and I think you're scared of him. Rightfully so.
They both said it was gonna kill my family.
Okay.
They both said that? Did they ever point a gun at you or anything like that?
Yeah.
Who pointed a gun at you?
The X-Man. He was like, don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. I'm gonna kill you down. Kill your mom.
Back in questioning, Rob claimed that both he and Chris had been in serious danger at the time of the incident.
Let me tell you something about Taj. Taj tell you he finna do something, and you decide not to do it with him, then I probably would have died with them.
So were you afraid of Taj that night? Because
if I did not do what Taj wanted me to do, I would have died that night with them.
Taj is that bad a dude?
Bro.
Taj, however, offered a conflicting account, alleging that Rob had intended to shift the blame onto him from the beginning.
If anything, if one of us go down in anything, and Taj, it was you. You did it. Everything. You did it. Legit. You shot everybody in the car. It was not me. If he got caught up, then then he was gonna go find my mama. The whole night I did not have a gun.
Rob continued to maintain that his involvement was driven by fear rather than intent.
Did Taj tell you to put the gun to somebody?
But Taj told me he told me he gonna kill Sosa. He wanted me to shoot Layla, and then he wanted 3-5 to shoot the girl in the back. I told him I didn't want to do it. Told me if I didn't do it, he was gonna kill me.
You hold the gun to Layla's head?
Yeah, but I tried to shoot it, but it clicked. I tried to shoot, but it clicked. Like, I didn't have it cocked back. I tried to shoot it, and it clicked twice, so then Stavo just did it itself. That's why. My gun wasn't coming back.
Listen.
I'm telling y'all the truth, and y'all still think I'm lying. Like, what I'm supposed to do, bro?
Okay.
So how long before he actually pointed the gun, he told you to shoot Layla?
We was already in the car. Like, he put it in his notes, showed me, and then deleted the note.
When was that in the night? How early? How much before?
That was like right before it happened.
Did you shoot that girl in the trunk?
In the trunk?
Yeah. Like I said, I wasn't there.
3-5 shot that girl in the trunk.
Despite these claims, investigators remained unconvinced, sensing that key details were still being withheld.
Was she still moving after you shot her?
He said she was still breathing or something.
Who said that, X-Man or Rob?
Did you shoot the girl once or did you shoot her twice? I mean, it doesn't matter at this point.
I shot her once, and he shot her again.
As the interviews progressed, Chris began speaking more directly about Rob, marking a shift that suggested detectives were finally starting to break through.
You shot her once.
How many times you shoot her?
Once.
You shot her once? Where'd you shoot her?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. There ain't no question. There ain't no question where she was shot. You talking about one end to the other. Where'd you shoot her?
Just shot, bro. I seen her and I shot. Like,
why?
Because she was still alive. She was gonna snitch on us all. We was all gonna go to jail for life. I didn't want to do none of it. If I didn't kill that girl, Stavo was going to kill me. I swear to God. I'm looking at her in her eyes. She's dead.
Eventually, key pieces of the truth began to emerge. Ballistics testing linked shell casings recovered from the scene to firearms found at Chris's residence, providing critical forensic confirmation. However, the possibility of a third shooter still remained unresolved.
Are you sorry for what happened?
I did not want it to happen. I never wanted that to happen. Like, I never wanted to kill anybody. I never wanted to shoot anybody. I never want any of that to happen. I just wanted to get a little bit of money.
Detectives made a final attempt to clarify Taj's role.
People already ended up dead because of you guys' craziness.
No, not my craziness. It's not my craziness.
Were you going to rob them and it was like either you had to do what you had to do or a finger slipped and it scared everybody in the car and then it's too late at that point.
Yeah, I feel you, but
that makes more sense than the story that they're telling that you planned to kill these people. That from the beginning of the night.
I didn't shoot no gun.
We talked to Rob and we talked to Chris for hours. For whatever reason, one of them was more afraid of bringing you into the middle of this than they were Rob. So for that story that Rob's this guy that's, threatening everybody or his people threatening people or your people, I just don't see that.
But he remained firm, continuing to deny ever using a firearm that night. With his account unchanged, investigators shifted their focus back to Rob, hoping to uncover one last detail that could bring clarity to the case. Like the others, Rob had been given a jacket to keep warm in the cold interview room, though his restless behavior suggested mounting pressure. As detectives re-engaged him, they began probing into another aspect of the case, something they believed could tie the events together.
The KTM, what exactly, what is it that you guys do? What is it? Like a gang?
No. It's the first time we did something for it.
So how many people consider themselves a part of KTM?
A few of us, me, Gustavo, 3-5.
Rob spoke about a group referred to as KTM, listing several individuals associated with it. However, he only knew most of them by nicknames rather than real identities. Notably, the names of Michael, Layla, and Camille were absent from that list, an omission that raised further questions for investigators.
I was the leader of it.
Chris proved even more reluctant to reveal details about KTM, offering little insight despite continued questioning.
What's the deal with the KTM thing?
KTM.
Huh? I know Reaper has the tattoo. What does it mean? Cutthroat? Cutthroat mentality, does that sound right? What exactly is that? Like just a made up gang name or?
However, a breakthrough came when one of Michael's close friends agreed to speak with investigators on the condition of anonymity. He confirmed that KTM was, in fact, a gang, and his description of their activities painted a deeply disturbing picture.
Their mentality is a mentality that they will do anything to you and not give a fuck.
Just to get the money?
Yes, just to get the money. Just to get what they want, basically.
With that, detectives had gathered enough information to move the case forward. It had taken nearly 8 hours of questioning with both Rob and Chris to reach this point. As investigators stepped out of the room, Ashley was left alone with her son.
Listen, baby, listen. It's not over.
Yes, it is.
It's not over. It's not over. You just better pray and hope that the gun that you shot her with wasn't murder weapon.
In that quiet moment, she was faced with delivering news that would only deepen the weight of what he was already confronting.
I'm gonna go to jail. That's when I leave him. Up top. That's because I got a warrant. So I'm gonna go. And grandma gonna be trying to figure out something. I'm gonna try to get out of this. When I get out of here, I'm trying to get you home.
Ashley herself was facing legal trouble. A warrant had been issued for her arrest, and in order to remain present during her son's interrogation, she chose to turn herself in. She was subsequently charged with possession of cocaine and methamphetamine and taken into custody. Meanwhile, Chris, Rob, and Taj were all placed in juvenile detention. On May 15, 2023, a grand jury formally indicted all three, and preparations began to try them as adults in court. Taj and Rob each faced 3 counts of first-degree murder, as Layla ultimately succumbed to her injuries days after Camille's body was discovered. Taj also faced multiple additional charges, including armed robbery, tampering with evidence, tampering with an electronic monitoring device, armed carjacking, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and grand theft auto. Rob was charged with a similarly extensive list of offenses alongside the murder counts, including armed burglary, theft of a firearm, robbery with a firearm, petty theft, and evidence tampering. Chris, in contrast, was charged with 1 count of murder for the death of Camille, which he admitted to. Other charges against him, including firearm theft and burglary, were dropped. However, he later faced an additional battery charge following an altercation while in custody. At present, all 3 have entered pleas of not guilty, and the case remains ongoing. The court's final determination, and how justice will ultimately be served for Layla, Michael, and Camille, has yet to be decided. With all 3 suspects blaming each other, who do you think was truly responsible for the shootings, and why? Do you believe the truth came out during the interrogations, or are key details about what really happened still being hidden? If this case shocked you, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. More real crime stories coming soon.
Cleveland Police, what's the address of the emergency?
It's a park. I just found a head in a suitcase in the park. Come here, dog. Sit down. Sit down.
Okay, and is it a human head or an animal head?
Yes, no, it's a human head in a suitcase with it looks like some other body parts. I was walking my dog and my dog stopped and there was something like half buried. It looked like a suitcase. I pulled it up and unzipped it and opened it, and that's what it was.
Okay.
I've been walking past it for a few days.
Yeah.
And I said, let me just take a look and see what this is, because it wasn't there like last week. I was hoping it wasn't that, but
yeah,
it is.
At around 6 p.m. in a quiet neighborhood of Cleveland, an ordinary evening took a disturbing turn when a resident's dog refused to leave a suspicious suitcase alone. What seemed like harmless curiosity quickly turned into something far more unsettling.
Go. You can see the case from back here. It's all the way straight to the back.
Close to that sign?
Yeah, see the little black...
Straight ahead in front of me?
Okay.
Straight,
It's
yeah.
a suitcase?
It's a suitcase. I've been walking past it for about a week now because I take my dog. I stay right here. I take my dog. I usually walk her through there and then come around here.
Okay.
And for the last week, she's been stuck. It was like a mound of dirt. She's been stopped and sniffing like a little too long.
Okay.
And today I was like, well, I'm going to take it. I hope it's not what I'm...
Right.
And it was halfway buried. It's about this thick. It's about halfway buried. I pulled it up, unzipped it. I couldn't really see. And I opened it up and hid.
Buried under the dirt it was?
Yeah, halfway.
Okay.
You can see a little part of it sticking out.
And you said you noticed it for about a week already?
Yeah, it's been sitting over there like somebody buried it or tried to bury it. And like I said, I walk my dog over there and she keeps stopping and she sniff a little too long.
Right.
You know, she sniffs stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Right.
I'm not going to with it. And today I was just like, let me see what the that really is.
Okay.
So it's back there.
All right,
I pulled it up so it's kind of standing up and it stinks like hell.
Okay. You're right here.
Yeah.
What was your name, sir? Okay. I'm going to check it out. I'll be with you. Thank you.
When the man finally checked the bag, he was met with a horrifying discovery. What appeared to be human remains, including a severed head and dismembered body parts. He told police the suitcase hadn't been there long, no more than a few days, making the situation even more alarming. Officers soon arrived and moved toward the location, knowing they were stepping into a scene far more disturbing than anyone could have expected.
Radio. Go ahead. Put me on the air, please. I got you.
An officer soon located the suitcase discarded near a wooded area, partially buried as if someone had attempted to conceal it in haste.
Hey, are you still inside the district? Okay. I was going to have you grab my flashlight, but that's all right. When you get up here, if you go down 162, like I went up Saranac, 162, you can just pull in this parking lot for this. And you'll see me back here. So I haven't opened it yet. The dude I talked to, the caller, he said that there was this suitcase partially like buried in the ground that he said he's been noticing for like a week, and his dog keeps trying to get to it. So he said that he pulled it out today and to see what was in there because it was kind of heavy, and he noticed like a head and he just left it and called the police. So I'll just wait till you guys get here before I open it. All right. Yeah, just come down towards like Midland, and I mean, as soon as you get to like the last drive for the school, you'll just pull in there. I'm in the back. All right.
Recognizing the severity of the situation, the officer radioed for backup before proceeding any further, noting that the suitcase had been discovered just steps away from a nearby school. Within moments, additional officers arrived on scene. As they began to secure the area, the situation escalated with an even more disturbing discovery awaiting them.
I ain't opened it yet. I left my flashlight. Oh, you got a flashlight. We're gonna have to look and see. I mean, it's like partially buried. He said it was sticking out for like a week. He finally decided to open it up. I just want to see. You flash your light on. I just want to see if there's any blood or anything on it. No? Yeah. You on?
Yeah, I forgot.
You bring it closer. I can't see.
Look like a foot.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, it is. It look like a kid.
Yeah. I can't. It's attached. It's just like full in the fetal position. No, frozen.
According to the official police report, the suitcase contained the badly decomposed remains of a young girl. What officers initially feared was quickly confirmed, but the situation grew even more disturbing. As additional units arrived and expanded the search, a second suitcase was discovered roughly 25 feet away, also containing human remains. Subsequent forensic analysis, including DNA testing, revealed the victims were half-sisters, 10-year-old Amor Wilson and 8-year-old Mila Chapman. The medical examiner classified both deaths as homicides. While the precise cause of death had yet to be determined, the case had already taken a deeply tragic turn. Investigators later confirmed that both children were the daughters of 28-year-old Aaliyah Henderson, who soon emerged as a central figure in the investigation. The following day, as officers conducted welfare checks on children in the surrounding neighborhood, a local resident came forward, ready to share information that could prove critical to the case.
Hey, how you doing? I'm calling because the police was just at my door.
What's the address?
Yeah, they.
You said the police were just at your house?
Yeah, girl, talking about a child wellness check.
Okay, why do you need police now?
Girl, I was calling to ask why they're knocking on my door talking about checking on my kids.
So you want to speak to the officer about that? Are they still there?
No. I'm not at home. I'm getting called.
Okay, is there anybody who's home now? What
did they say to you?
Tell me to talk to the police. Are the police still there?
Oh, he said that they was claiming to be knocking on everybody's door to check on everybody's kids in the neighborhood. Y'all doing that?
So are the police there talking to?
Well, they gone now.
Okay, so tell me to get the officers back, and then maybe she can hand them the phone.
The police they're not there though. That's what I'm calling for, to figure out what's going on.
Can she still see the police?
What is going? There's no other way for me to find out the information.
So the police are there. That's the thing. Like, they have all the.
Nobody said the police was there. Yeah, I'm calling a non-police officer. I'm not calling 911. I'm calling to find out why they're knocking on the door. He also mentioned that they knew my name already, knew I had 5 kids. If y'all doing a wellness check on every house on the street, how do you know my information, how many kids I have?
That's what I'm saying. So the officers that is there, they have all the information that you need. So I'm saying,
Can you let them know that they're not? Let her know that you're.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, my name is...
Sir, do you still see the officers?
No, they're gone. They were here earlier, and we were trying to figure out what was going on with that. Why were they stopping by?
So typically what you want to do is when the officer is there, you ask them what they want. Because they can give you all the information.
They were at the door lying about knocking on everybody else's door, checking on their kids. They knew my name. They knew how many kids I had. They asked me for my information. They said they had a 440 number for me. How do they have all that information if they're doing a well? Hello?
Okay, I think that's better. What's your name, ma'am?
Are you talking to me or somebody else?
I'm talking to you. What's your name, ma'am?
They had my number, and they said they had a 440 number for me and everything.
So typically, I understand your frustration, but when we think
it's not a frustration, it's just I feel like they knocked on the door lying.
Okay, so
about what they were really at my door for, because it's not like they went door to door.
Is there a reason you're speaking over me?
Now, I called you guys to give you the information that I know.
You have to let me speak. We have to have a conversation. You're speaking over me.
Oh my God. Okay, can I speak to the officers?
The officers were at your house. Let me say this, okay? When the police are out, you want to ask them all the questions that you have, because this is dispatch. Once an officer is out there, it's beyond us. So we don't know exactly everything that goes on once it's past being dispatched. Does that make sense?
Okay, is there a way for me to get the information?
Where are you now?
I have court this morning. I have things that I am doing. I am not at home.
Okay, so what's your address? We can send an officer back out there so you can ask whatever questions
Ma'am,
you have.
I just said I'm on my way to court. Why would you send an officer to my house?
Is at your house?
Ma'am, listen.
Is anybody home that can speak to police?
I just told you what they said to the person that was home.
Okay, so what I'm saying is we can send someone back out there if you have questions.
Okay, ma'am, I'm not at home, though. Is there another way? Can we move on, please? Is there another way for me to find out information about why they at my house?
You want to know why the police are at your house. Do
I have to come down there?
Hold on. Is there somebody at your house that can speak to police?
No, listen. Nobody's at my house. Nobody's asking for nobody to pull up. I am calling to get the information. You keep trying to send people out.
Because I can't give you anything over the phone. You typically want to speak to an officer
I would like
face-to-face.
do you have a... oh, my God. So I need to go down there is what you need to do.
You go down
I'm not at home.
Yeah, go down there.
That's what it sounds. I would rather you tell me that. I'm not saying I'm staying at home to wait on.
Despite some resistance within the community, investigators remained focused, steadily narrowing their attention on a primary suspect. By the following day, officers moved in and confronted her directly, bringing the investigation to a critical turning point.
Police search warrant! Police search warrant! Police search warrant!
Watch it.
Hands up! Come on down, hands up! Come on down, hands up! Come down now, hands up!
Got ready for
it? Yeah, I'm gonna pass her out. Anybody else inside?
Okay.
Got her? The girl down.
This marked the first time authorities came face-to-face with Aaliyah Henderson, who was located at a residence not far from the field where the suitcases had been discovered. Inside the home, investigators reported recovering significant evidence believed to be connected to the case, though specific details have not yet been publicly disclosed. Shortly afterward, officers allowed her a moment to cover herself before escorting her out of the residence as the investigation began to close in around her.
Just hold on 1 second. I'm going to wait for the car to pull in so you don't have to... Yeah. Yeah, you're good. I got you.
Another child found inside the home was placed into the care of Child Protective Services. Authorities noted that the child appeared to be in stable condition, offering a small sense of relief amid an otherwise devastating case.
Where's your bear at?
Sorry. Watch your step. Okay. Okay. You good?
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn to the side.
Yeah. Okay. Including police, all right?
Meanwhile, Aaliyah Henderson now faces a sweeping 22-count indictment, including charges of aggravated murder, kidnapping, child endangerment, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence. According to the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office, court records indicate that the 28-year-old has pleaded not guilty. She remains in custody on a $2 million bond and is expected to return to court later this spring as the case continues to unfold. What do you think investigators may uncover next as more evidence comes to light in this case? Do you believe there were warning signs that could have prevented this tragedy? If you found this case informative, consider subscribing for more in-depth true crime stories. Share your thoughts in the comments below and join the discussion. Previously unseen footage captures a chilling moment in which two detectives are led deep into a wooded area by a killer, culminating in a discovery that would forever change the course of the investigation.
I bet if you pull that tarp back a little bit more, it's going to uncover. There's a black sheet like something right here. I don't know if you can pull it. See that right there?
On the morning of October 16th, 2016, Chris Poss reported his 18-year-old son, Sam Poss, missing. According to his father, Sam had left late the previous night to assist a friend, 17-year-old Dakota White, with computer issues. Sam never returned home and appeared to have vanished without a trace. This behavior was highly uncharacteristic. Sam was known to be responsible, reliable, and attentive in maintaining contact with his family. Chris Poss described his son as intelligent and witty, often displaying a dry sense of humor. While he could be sarcastic and charming, those closest to him emphasized his kindness and generosity. Sam was known for his willingness to help others at a moment's notice, rarely turning anyone away. Initially, the search for Sam was conducted by his family alone. However, as the hours passed with no communication from him, concern quickly escalated. When Chris confirmed that none of Sam's friends had seen or heard from him since the previous night, law enforcement was notified. A large-scale search effort was soon launched. Police officers were joined by family members, friends, neighbors, and volunteers from the surrounding community. Aerial support and multiple K-9 units were deployed in an intensive attempt to locate Sam. Despite the extensive and coordinated search, no trace of him was found. In an exclusive interview with EWU, Brayson, a close friend of Sam who was 19 years old at the time, later reflected on the growing realization that something was terribly wrong as the hours turned into a day, and then more.
We planned on going to the state fair. I made plans to go over that night to hang out with him, and so that way in the morning we can just go straight to the fair. I had to work late, so I told him, don't worry about it. I'll let Christian come pick me up tomorrow. In the text messages, I called Dad because that's just how it was. I've known him since I was 8. So I get home and go to sleep, wake up the next morning. I get a call from Chris asking me if I've heard anything from Sam or seen him. And I said, no, that's a little weird. He's like, oh, okay, well, maybe he's at the fair, something like that. So we go to the fair, we run around, we're looking for him, can't find him. Most of the time after that, it was just kind of a blur. We just, really one thing after another, we just kept looking.
As the investigation intensified, police turned their attention to Sam's girlfriend, hoping she might provide insight into his sudden disappearance. The footage from this interaction, which has never been publicly released, was later reviewed and analyzed by a licensed professional counselor.
You know where you could possibly be?
I've been thinking about that, and I have no idea. Because all of his friends, places that he might be, they're trying to get a hold of me and asking me if I know where he is. It kills me. Because what if something bad happens?
True. That's what we're trying to find out.
While interviews with Sam's friends were still ongoing, Dakota White, the last known person to see Sam, became increasingly visible online. He posted multiple news articles on Facebook and urged others to continue searching, presenting himself as deeply concerned about Sam's whereabouts.
Pretty much when the relationship ended, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
We were both going through a really rough time, and we just couldn't deal with each other and deal with our problems at the same time.
What kind of problems?
We both were kind of struggling with depression.
Depression?
Mm-hmm.
Given Dakota's status as the last person to have contact with Sam, investigators determined it was necessary to speak with him again. Although officers had previously interviewed Dakota at his home and noted that he had participated in the initial foot search, they decided to bring him to the police station for a more formal, structured interview.
Just like I said, you done told me already, but we need to go over this a little bit more thoroughly. Then I'll find get back to it. But take you back to Saturday night.
What? Before we met?
Well, yeah, before we met Friday morning, we met Saturday.
Okay. I met him on the game. We were playing a game together as usual.
Mm-hmm.
Something we were working on in the game. It was kind of bugging out on my end.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not the smartest when it comes to the software. I'm more like the hardware when it comes to the computers. He's a software type of person. And I asked him if he could come help me out. He said yes. I told him I could pick him up real quick. I went and I picked him up and came by. He helped me with it. Went to leave. Went to walk out. He said he'd walk. It was fine. Okay, go out the door behind him. That's the last time I saw him.
During the investigation, police confirmed that Dakota, using the username Coffee Chew, had messaged Sam, known online as Exerval, on the night Sam disappeared, asking him to come over. Later that evening, Dakota sent a follow-up message stating that he was still experiencing computer issues. Sam never responded. Instead, Dakota was contacted the following morning by Sam's father, who was desperately searching for his son. At first glance, Dakota's account appeared to align perfectly with the digital evidence and with the statements he had previously provided to law enforcement, perhaps too perfectly. A preliminary search of Dakota's property was conducted in the hope of uncovering clues that might indicate which direction Sam had gone. No incriminating evidence was found. However, investigators did take note of a small trailhead located at the rear of the property. Based on what Dakota was about to reveal, investigators were led to believe it was unlikely that Sam had taken that path.
Did y'all talk on the way there?
Not too much. He just asked what exactly was going on, and I was like, I'm not sure. I think I messed up the code somewhere. It was punched in numbers on the script for the game, and I always messed it up a lot because I'm not good with numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So I just, I told him what was going on. He said, okay, look at it when we got there. That's it. It's only about not even a 5-minute drive from my house to his, so.
Okay. And at the time, he wasn't wearing any shoes, or did he bring his shoes?
No, he wasn't wearing any shoes.
Okay. When did his father come over?
It was about 5 p.m. yesterday. I just got home from, like I said, my family was visiting and everything from Florida. I just got home from that, and he showed up about the time I showed up. It was about 5 p.m.
Sunday?
Yes.
What did Dad ask you?
He asked if I'd seen him. He saw the messages where, me and him came over because Sam had his laptop unlocked, and so his dad went there messaging people clearly since they knew where he was. He said he saw the message that we hung out, so he came by. He went and saw Zach. Zach told him where I lived, and so he came by and he just asked if I'd seen him. I told him about the trails. He asked if I mind walking them with him, and that's when we went and walked the trails.
It was difficult for investigators to believe that Sam would have walked barefoot through the woods under any circumstances, let alone in the middle of the night. Although Sam's father had already searched the nearby trails himself, police conducted a second sweep of the area. The search was brief, a decision that, in hindsight, would later raise serious questions.
Did you try to contact Sam after he left? Yeah, I did. I messaged him by 3 o'clock, I think. I asked him if he'd been back yet, because I didn't see him get online. Yeah, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, about an hour after he left. The thing shows whenever you get online or when you're offline or just away, whatever it feels like you are. But it says when you're online, and I didn't see that he got back online. Asked him if he was there, and I told him it was working. Asked him if he wanted to play, and he never messaged me back.
Under normal circumstances, detectives would have attempted to track a missing person's cell phone. However, while examining the Poss family home for potential clues, officers made a critical discovery. Sam's phone was found in his bedroom. His computer was still there as well, an item his family and friends insisted he never would have left behind voluntarily.
And what was Sam's demeanor the night you saw him? How was he? Was he distraught or anything like that?
I just seemed normal. I'm not super personal with him, like no faceless person. He just seemed normal, like Sam.
With no additional leads emerging, detectives concluded their interview with Dakota. Despite following every available angle, investigators now found themselves with fewer answers than when the case had begun. The trail, however, was about to take an unexpected turn. Several days later, police received a lead from an entirely unexpected source. A high school student came forward after learning that the search for Sam was ongoing. He reported a disturbing conversation he had overheard on a school bus, one that involved a classmate making a shocking claim.
Tell me what happened.
I got one in the bunch, and he looked upset, so I went to him, and, I sat in front of him. And he asked me a question. He said, if you figured out something that, I did something bad, would you still be friends with me? And I pushed, and I wanted more information, of course, so he said, what if the law went after me? And then I told him, I'd still be your friend even if it was murder. Because people make mistakes, but their mistakes don't make them who they are, unless you don't learn from them. And then we just kept talking like that for a while. Then he told me that it was murder.
Did he tell you how he did it or anything like that?
He didn't tell me that much. He told me that he was ashamed of it, though. That's why he was asking me the question in the first place, because he knew that he was about to get caught, and he didn't want to lose everyone that he was having.
The individual at the center of that conversation was 18-year-old Brandon Warren, a student at a neighboring high school. If the account was true, it would mark the first homicide in the town of Perry in 8 years. With Sam still missing, the possibility that the confession was credible could not be ignored. Yet there was a significant complication. Sam and Brandon had no known connection, neither in person nor online. Despite this, the information forced investigators to confront a grim possibility. The focus of the investigation may no longer have been on locating a missing teenager, but on recovering Sam's body.
That one throat, he shot that out of hell and look royalty. Lord, you're fine.
He was in himself in a morning with headphones on, and I can tell when he first said, his eyes changed when I said he was murdered. I've never seen him like that before. He hasn't lost who he was, so he's just guilty about it.
In addition to the disturbing tip involving Brandon, investigators uncovered another alarming detail. A cryptic quote, "Who could love you but the mold that sprouts from your cold, sad corpse?" had appeared on Brandon's social media. With this information, police were prepared to pivot the investigation and focus squarely on him. However, before that shift could fully take place, another lead emerged, one even more perplexing than the first. This new tip came from a young man in Oklahoma. Rather than implicating Brandon, the information pointed directly toward Dakota.
I mean, he got online just like normal, and I was just like, hey, because we usually chat every day. And
this is Dakota you're talking
yes.
about? Okay.
And I was just like, hey, what's up? What's going on? And he's like, just got back, pretty tired. I did something you're probably not going to believe. And I was like, shoot, let me hear it. He's like, I killed someone. I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. I don't believe you, And then I didn't even figure out who it was until I think three or 4 days later. I just kind of entertained the thought. And I was like, okay, so like, what happened? Why'd you do it? Like, were you in danger? Did somebody like threaten you or anything? And he's like, no, I just want to know what it felt like to kill someone.
According to the tipster, he was a long-distance friend of both Dakota and Sam. The connection formed online while playing the survival game Rust. Along with several other players, the group bonded and continued communicating through Discord. Over time, Dakota allegedly began using the platform as a confessional. Relying on memory, the informant shared a detailed account of what Dakota had told him and another friend. In his message, the informant explained that he casually asked Dakota how his night had gone. Dakota reportedly responded that it had been interesting and that he had done something unbelievable. When pressed for clarification, Dakota allegedly stated that he had killed someone. At first, the claim was dismissed as a joke. However, Dakota reportedly continued, prompting the informant to ask how it had happened. According to the message, Dakota said he had asked a man to come over to help with a computer problem, gave him a ride, and that from there, we killed him. Dakota allegedly added that what he had learned was that bodies are heavy and expressed relief that someone had been with him. The informant noted that Dakota showed no hesitation or remorse. The message went on to describe the informant's growing realization that the victim had trusted his killers. He expressed guilt for knowing what had happened and being unable to intervene, stating that Dakota had shared the information the same night Sam disappeared. The informant further claimed that Dakota and Brandon had tortured Sam, that the act lasted between 30 minutes and an hour, and that Sam ultimately stopped breathing. He described the experience as something he would never forget, and struggled to comprehend how someone could commit such an act and calmly recount it online just hours later. The informant also stated that Dakota mentioned not wanting Sam's family to find out, and recalled Dakota laughing after participating in the search efforts, a moment the informant said would haunt him indefinitely. When police received this information, they likely concluded that the victim being described could only be Sam Poss. No other individuals in the area had been reported missing, reinforcing the growing fear that the investigation had taken a tragic turn. Still, there was a critical problem. No body had been recovered, and the claims rested solely on the statements of several teenagers communicating online. If investigators hoped to locate Sam, alive or deceased, they would need substantially more evidence.
When he just came to me with this, it was just completely out of the blue. I didn't expect any of this. There was no signs leading up to it. Okay. And I just kept thinking to myself, like, why, though? Why? There's literally no reason. You're throwing away basically your life when his life wasn't even too bad, in my opinion. And after that, I was like, like, holy, if you're being for real, you killed somebody. Like, you're going to have to live with this.
Additional messages exchanged between Dakota and the friend further illustrated the chilling nature of the alleged confession. In one exchange, the friend expressed disbelief and asked why Dakota would take a life, especially the life of someone who trusted him, apparently for no reason at all. According to the message, Dakota responded that he had acted out of curiosity, stating that he simply wanted to know what it felt like. The friend reacted with visible alarm, writing that he was relieved not to live near Dakota and feared what might happen if such a situation were ever repeated. He then questioned why Dakota would choose to share such information at all. Dakota allegedly replied that he felt comfortable doing so because the friend did not know where he lived and had no physical proximity to him. When the friend later shared this exchange with other members of their Discord group, he described an overwhelming sense of coldness while speaking with Dakota. As more details were revealed, the group reacted with shock, fear, and anger. Conversations quickly escalated, with members speculating about Dakota's motives and struggling to comprehend how such an act could occur without provocation. One member questioned whether it was even possible for someone to commit such violence for no reason at all. As investigators assessed this growing body of information, yet another troubling development emerged. Dakota's aunt contacted police, stating that she believed her nephew may have been involved in Sam's disappearance. Her concern stemmed from something she had been told by Dakota's mother. Acting immediately, investigators brought Dakota's mother, Rebecca, in for questioning.
When did you, have a suspicion? What day? Like I said, that was actually Wednesday when it really hit me. I went over to my sister's house.
According to Rebecca, Dakota had come to her home and announced that he had killed someone. Overcome with distress, she sought help from her sister, asking her to contact law enforcement on her behalf. Rebecca later explained that she was emotionally unable to report her own son to the police.
Did you ever thought he would do something like this? No. Like I said, he had done so much better. And he was doing well enough that we could have people out of it.
Dakota's mother, Rebecca, stated that she believed her son had outgrown his bipolar disorder, which had been diagnosed when he was around 10 years old. By age 15, Dakota had reportedly stopped taking his prescribed medication. In the weeks leading up to Sam's disappearance, friends and family observed that Dakota was struggling with his mental health, and it was alleged that he had attempted to take his own life shortly beforehand. Rebecca later described Dakota's behavior on the night following the alleged murder as deeply unsettling.
Yeah, he just seemed like he was tired. He just seemed like he was tired. Yeah. And he stays up all the time with video games, so he stays up all night. And, he'll take a power nap. Yeah, hardly ever sleep. So that's all you, only changes you saw in him. He seemed fine. He seemed fine.
At this point, investigators faced a difficult situation. They now had two potential suspects, Brandon and Dakota, both of whom had allegedly made incriminating statements that matched the timeline of Sam's disappearance. However, neither had identified Sam as the victim, and police were unable to establish a clear connection between all three individuals. Brandon appeared to have no relationship with Sam, and while Brandon and Dakota communicated occasionally, they were not known to be close. Seeking clarity, investigators focused their attention on Dakota.
You got no problem. Come on, man. Detective Jones. I met you briefly the other day.
I thought so.
Yeah, I met you. Yours? I brought it in here for you. All right.
16-0.
4285.
42.
Yeah, squeeze your chair. There you go. All right, Dakota. Here's what I want to talk to you about, Bullet.
Sir.
I'm going to have a little bit more in-depth conversation about this disappearance of Mr. Fox. Okay? We've been looking for him for several days, and we hadn't found him yet. His mom and dad and his family are extremely, extremely distraught. And you can understand that. And you will one day when you have kids. Okay.
One day.
Okay. So you know how upset they are. Okay. With that being said, we need to find him. Okay. Now, we've been to your house a couple times to talk to you. We talked to the rest of the people in your household. And there's more pieces of the puzzle that we've come across that has opened a few avenues and a few leads that we need to discuss with you. Okay. It's going to be tough. Okay. But at certain times in our lives, we got to man up. Okay.
During questioning, Dakota became noticeably still and quiet, displaying what is often referred to as a freeze response under pressure. While pressing for information, the detective maintained a calm rapport and suggested that evidence existed implicating Dakota, a strategy commonly used to observe a suspect's reaction and potentially encourage further disclosure.
Kind of tell me, go back over that night when he came over to the house.
No, he does, starting from
Start from the beginning.
Sitting at home, we're doing something with the video game, as I said.
Dakota's repeated use of the phrase, "like I said," immediately drew investigators' attention. In interrogation settings, such reference statements are often considered red flags, as they can indicate an effort to reinforce a rehearsed narrative or steer focus toward carefully chosen points rather than provide new information.
I was having a little bit of issues with it. Figured it'd be easier if he came personally to show me instead of trying to explain everything. So I asked him if he would mind coming over. He did not mind. So I told him I would just come pick him up. Since I asked him, I left my house, picked him up, came over to the house. I went in, he did all my computer stuff for me. He showed me what to do, made it a lot quicker and easier. Then, we went to walk out and said, it's fine. I stopped bar. He left, I locked the door behind him.
His responses appeared controlled and emotionally flat, offering only the bare minimum of detail. Rather than telling a coherent story, Dakota delivered fragmented points, almost as if reciting bullet items instead of describing events. This approach can signal an attempt to limit future inconsistencies by reducing the number of details that must be remembered or explained later. Detectives were unlikely to accept such a version without further scrutiny, and questioning intensified almost immediately.
Okay, let's stop for a minute. Okay? Okay. I want you to think real hard about what I said just a second ago. And that is that there's other pieces of the puzzle that we uncovered that you don't know about. And in this world, honesty is your saving grace. It's your own, that's your friend. Okay? Tell me what really happened that night.
But so far, the only thing I've been fully honest about was I've spoke with you multiple times. I did tell you I was alone the rest of the night, that I haven't left my house.
Mm-hmm.
I left somewhere around 30 gallon. I stopped to get gas at this point in time.
Where'd you stop and get gas at?
The flash foods over, over all the gas stations are in the flash foods, Marathon Station. There's 2 flash foods there. The bigger one by the car lot.
Investigators also noted Dakota's use of the qualifier "so far" when discussing his honesty.
But so far, the only thing I've been fully honest about was did tell you I was alone the rest of the night.
Language that suggested the possibility of continued deception as the interview progressed. Through independent verification, police obtained surveillance footage confirming that Dakota had purchased gasoline that night. While this partially supported his account, it also exposed inconsistencies, indicating that his story was incomplete. Shortly after acknowledging this detail, Dakota altered his account again, revealing that the gas station had not been his only stop.
I left my house at a certain time after 2 o'clock, and after Sam left and everything.
Who did you go see?
A dude named Brandon.
Okay, Brandon who?
Warren. W-A-R-R-E-N.
One name soon emerged: Brandon Warren. Police immediately recognized the significance. Brandon was the other individual who had reportedly confessed to a murder. The revelation suggested that the 2 investigative leads may not have been as separate as initially believed. Although detectives sought to question Brandon, he declined to speak, leaving Dakota as the only available source of information.
I believe that. I believe part of that. Okay. Because I know that Brandon was around the area. Okay. There was a lot. There was more that went on though. Okay. And now's your opportunity to get all this off your chest. Okay. Listen to me. I'm looking you in the eye right now. I'm telling you. I know that you've got a burden on you right now. I know that for a fact. I talked to some people. I know you have a burden on you right now.
At this stage, the interviewing officer reinforced earlier tactics, subtly implying the existence of evidence that contradicted Dakota's account. This strategy was intended to increase psychological pressure and encourage Dakota to expand on his deliberately limited narrative.
I talked to some people. I know you have a burden on you right now.
In theory, an innocent individual is unlikely to be unsettled by references to evidence, confident that nothing will ultimately implicate them. A guilty party, however, may hesitate, attempting to anticipate what evidence investigators possess and how it might be explained away. In this exchange, the officer also appealed to Dakota's sense of morality by emphasizing the importance of honesty. At the same time, he worked to maintain rapport, subtly reinforcing the idea that Dakota was perceived as a fundamentally good person, someone capable of taking responsibility and doing the right thing. This approach may also have been designed to create cognitive dissonance. By framing Dakota as honest and principled, investigators introduced an internal conflict between that identity and the possibility of deception. If Dakota viewed himself as a good person, the act of withholding the truth could generate internal anxiety, which often manifests outwardly through changes in behavior or demeanor. Such reactions can provide investigators with valuable insight into areas that warrant further focus. This strategy, however, relies on the individual accepting honesty and integrity as core personal values.
I know you're a scared 18-year-old kid that had some very, very bad stuff happen, and now it's time to come to grips with it. Okay? So, tell me what happened in your car. You can do it. And I'm telling you, it's going to eat your soul.
Sam's not alive.
It took only 10 minutes for Dakota to make a devastating admission. Sam was no longer alive. While this confirmed investigators' worst fears, the circumstances surrounding Sam's death and the motive behind it remained unclear, as did the location of his body. Police were then tasked with the painful responsibility of informing Sam's parents of their son's death. In the midst of their own grief, the Poss family made the difficult decision to notify those closest to Sam. Among them was his close friend Brayson, who later shared what it was like to receive the unimaginable news that Sam would never be coming home.
And I don't remember what time it was in the morning, but I was passed out. My mother, she came into my room crying. She gave me the phone, and it was Nicole, Sam's mother, and she was telling me what happened. And I just remember everything just didn't feel real. It just felt like I was just in a dark room, and I was just hearing her voice telling me what happened, that Sam was murdered. Like after that, everything is almost like a dream. Like I don't remember much of it.
Back in the interrogation room, investigators pressed forward in their effort to extract critical details from Dakota. At the same time, they were careful not to undermine the rapport they had established. Without digital evidence to rely on, Dakota did not have a phone, and Sam had left his behind that night. Police were unable to retrace their movements electronically. This left investigators with a stark reality. Locating Sam's body would likely depend entirely on Dakota's cooperation. Proceeding cautiously was essential to avoid losing their most valuable source of information.
What happened? Tell me. Tell me. I'm telling you, son, you got a burden on you right now, and it's going to eat your soul. Tell me what happened that day.
I don't even know what happened.
Tell me how it happened.
And I was just having very bad thoughts lately, not too long ago, I also tried to commit suicide. I thought my doctor's reports or somewhere.
Okay.
And I don't know, I just felt like I could kill myself.
Okay.
No.
Well, let me ask you this. Did you kill Sam by yourself? No. Who was with you when Sam left this world?
Brandon.
Okay, Brandon Moore. And how did that happen?
Brandon has kind of a hard life too. I know Brandon's been wanting to kill himself. Think about it. We were going to kill ourselves together. Before we kill ourselves, we kind of wanted to do a fight to take life.
Okay.
Viewed in hindsight, Dakota's social media activity took on a far more troubling meaning. Posts that once appeared to reflect concern for a missing friend now seemed ominous. Among them were violent statements referencing the act of killing and imagery involving repeated stabbing. One post, made just 2 days before Sam's disappearance, contained only a single word: shh. In light of what investigators were uncovering, these posts raised serious concerns about Dakota's mindset leading up to Sam's death.
How long you been having thoughts about killing yourself?
I never liked life. It is pointless for me.
You're such a, but talking to you, I mean, you talk intelligently, I don't understand that.
I mean, I like to learn about stuff, I made myself smart, I ain't never done much of school or anything, but I like to look up anything I don't know. I mean, I am smart for myself, if I ain't never seen a point in living life, because I just always look, you live to die, and no matter how you live it, you still die in the end. I just never seen a point why you gotta laugh.
How long have y'all been thinking about killing somebody?
Just one thing, a little matter of one day.
So did you and Brandon talk on the phone about it, or?
No, we have been investing a little, and the whole suicide thing rolled around, and a suggestion that popped up was, do you want to go to place to kill someone before you go? It didn't matter unless we were going to die afterwards.
As the gravity of the situation continued to unfold, investigators were forced to listen to the most disturbing portion of Dakota's account.
What happened to that part of the plan?
I don't really know. It never got brought up after that. We worked on the body, and we just went our separate ways. You know, we ain't really talked since then.
The details surrounding how he and Brandon allegedly took Sam's life. Detectives hoped that this confession would also lead to the location of Sam's body. Yet even as Dakota admitted to Sam's death, he continued to withhold key information, leaving significant gaps in his account.
So, did Sam ever come in the house, or y'all did this? Y'all did this in the driveway of your house before he? So yeah, he never came in the house. How did y'all kill Sam?
I sat in the backseat of my car. Brandon drove my car. And from his house, we did ask if he could help me with the computer problem. We went to his house, we picked him up. In my driveway, I crashed down. And so Brandon stabbed me 2 times.
Brandon stabbed him 3 times? Where did he stab him at? Just in the chest area?
Yeah.
Around the same time Dakota was brought back in for further questioning, Brandon was also taken into custody. Police executed a search at the residence Brandon shared with his aunt, collecting electronics, clothing, and footwear as potential evidence. Investigators then returned to the subject of physical evidence with Dakota, possibly hoping that corroborating details might help guide them to Sam's remains. As the interrogation continued, police remained focused on one critical objective: finding Sam and uncovering the full truth behind what had happened.
Have you done anything to your car? Was there, after he stabbed him, was there blood anywhere?
Oh, there was blood everywhere in that car. I spent about a good 10 hours on myself.
Just by yourself?
Yeah, I went and sold some stuff I just bought, got refunds, and bought a bunch of cleaning supplies, and just tried to do the best I could. I couldn't get rid of the car, clearly.
The item Dakota returned that night was a gaming headset he had purchased from GameStop. Although the product itself was returned, Dakota would later admit that he found a disturbing secondary use for the bag it came in. Beyond this point, however, the reliability of his account began to deteriorate. Based on a conversation with Dakota's stepfather, Ken, investigators believed that this portion of Dakota's story was, once again, incomplete.
What do you do Sunday morning?
Well, he asked if we could clean up his car and stuff like that. Well, actually, he asked me Saturday night to clean his car. And like I said, his grandparents just gave him that car. I figured detailed it out and everything. And I heard him saying, I overheard him talking to his mom earlier about spilling some cherry soda in the seat.
You overheard the conversation you're saying?
Yeah, I was in the bedroom when they were talking.
Okay.
Yeah, told me they were before they left to the birthday party. He said, you might want to get a towel because I spilled some cherry soda in the seat.
And what did you see when you started playing with the car?
And just dirty. I mean, he said he was, I think we get the stain out of the seat. And, yeah, we go get some cleaning stuff. And, actually, I went and got clean stuff Saturday night to go to do it at Walmart and pick up a few things.
You went to Walmart yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Dakota claimed that a stain found in his car was the result of spilled cherry soda. However, the visual difference between soda and blood is significant, making such a mistake unlikely. Ken appeared aware of this distinction, yet may have been in denial, attempting to convince himself that he was not seeing blood or helping to clean it. This denial may have been a panic response, an instinctive effort to protect someone he cared about. As Ken recounted the incident, investigators observed signs of heightened anxiety, including periods of rigidity and stillness, suggesting that he may have already realized the truth.
How big was his stain when you saw it?
Well, it's on the bottom, like,
Stand up.
right here, this part of the seat.
On that part of the seat?
That's just, it wasn't that bad. It looks like, I told you the concrete steps in my house, it looked like that, like great, but it wasn't It's like an old thing.
Like the old thing?
Mm-hmm.
Gray color?
Yeah, it's like gray color. It wasn't even like brown or nothing, so.
Okay.
This information was sufficient for police to obtain a search warrant for Dakota's vehicle. By the time the search was conducted, the passenger seat, where the alleged soda spill had occurred, had been thoroughly cleaned. However, a black light examination revealed traces of biological fluid glowing on the center console. Subsequent testing confirmed that the substance was blood.
What clothes were y'all wearing that night? Because I'm sure, what did you do with the clothes?
Brandon's shorts got burned because there was blood on them.
Where did it burn at? Where'd you burn it at?
Where did the shorts get burned? That's what this officer wants to know.
At my mom's house, I said that they have fires every night, and I took a box over there.
Mom's house?
Yeah, they have a fire pit in the front yard. I just said, oh, hey, I was in a fire tonight. They were, like I said, my grandmother was in town, and family in town, so I assumed they might be having a fire. Because I had anything we had ever touched, I put in the trash bag. You know, I'll come to the front of the fire, got some trash cleaned up.
Okay.
I put a box on the fire, but the sheets were in it. Brandon had a pair of shorts. I had a shirt I threw in there. Same shirt as this one, just it's like 3-pack. I had my shirt in there.
You burned everything that was in the sack. Everything y'all had used.
Yeah. Anything we had touched, anything, just plastic bags, Ziploc bag, anything we had touched that night, I burned.
Dakota also claimed that he had burned evidence in a bonfire. Police were unable to corroborate this account. His mother stated that she never saw him place anything into the fire, and a search of the fire pit yielded only ash. Investigators also questioned Dakota's grandmother, with whom he lived, to determine whether she had observed anything unusual.
Did Dakota seem distraught or anything like that?
No, he seemed like nothing as well.
It's okay.
I saw nothing to indicate.
It's all right.
I saw nothing to indicate any of this. Dakota never gave me any problems. When he moved in with us, he wanted the internet. So I told him if he got the internet, he'd have to go to work. So he started working for me at the store. And he never back talked me. He didn't do anything. So I didn't see this here like people right. We should have saw. I did not.
It was later confirmed that Dakota's grandparents had been out of town on the night Sam disappeared. This detail raised serious questions about whether the attack had been planned in advance. If the act had truly been spontaneous, as Dakota suggested, the timing appeared remarkably convenient. As a result, the issue of premeditation was added to an already growing list of unanswered questions, alongside the central objective of locating Sam.
Well, you said that you choked him with the wire?
Yeah, I tried to. It broke.
What kind of wire was it?
It was probably like a short little telephone wire.
Telephone?
Oh, okay.
It was on. I just picked up, take with me. You can try that way or.
Once that broke, then what did you use?
I was in the back right around the seat.
Okay. Did he struggle?
Not really at all.
Did he say anything?
Whenever the wire broke, he asked what we were doing. The only thing I said was, I'm sorry.
What did Brandon say?
Brandon never said anything throughout the whole thing. And he didn't say nothing. He just kind of stood there for a minute.
Dakota appeared to cast himself as the more compassionate participant, emphasizing that he expressed remorse while Brandon remained silent. This framing may have been an attempt to appear more credible, as people are generally more inclined to trust those who present themselves as agreeable or remorseful. However, his account quickly revealed an inconsistency. Dakota stated that Brandon just stood there, a detail that conflicted with his claim that the killing occurred inside a car. This raised a critical question for investigators. Was Dakota concealing information, or had he simply misspoken?
Like they stabbed him once.
Did Samuel, after he got stabbed, did he halt scream? He never said anything?
That's completely silent. Like that, it's not like he even struggled. He didn't. He put his hands up there. It's not like he was pulling on me or anything. He just took it.
So did you have your arm around his neck when you felt the life leave his body?
Yeah, I held for quite a while, probably about 20 minutes.
Is it time that you could hold?
I just wanted to make sure he was dead. I don't have to feel any more than he had to after he had stabbed him, especially. You know. At that point, I just wanted to make sure he was dead and make sure he wasn't in pain.
He continued attempting to portray himself as the good one, even suggesting that he ended Sam's suffering, a claim that sharply contradicted his admission to strangling him. The narrative appeared designed to minimize his responsibility.
It's not like I did this and enjoyed it. You know, I felt bad for it. Like I said, after the wire broke and everything, I thought, I'm like, okay, couldn't stop then.
I couldn't do the work I was doing anymore because of the constant reminders of Sam. During the trial, I knew he had been strangled. You know, we knew the cause of death. During the actual trials, the medical examiner explained that he had been strangled with an Ethernet cable, like you use for computers to connect to a network. I was doing IT work for a hospital at the time and constantly using and plugging in and carrying around Ethernet cables. And I didn't realize at the time, but every time I was interacting with the cable, I was getting a subconscious image of Sam's murder.
As questioning continued, Dakota revealed further disturbing details, including information about the knife allegedly used to stab Sam.
2 nights, one was not involved. We obviously started having trust issues right after that, and we threw away another knife that was just in the car. Neither of us had used it. It was just in the car. We didn't trust each other at the time.
Or is it, like, stab each other?
Yeah. I was like, I don't trust you right now, Brandon. We're going to put these knives away and not touch them.
Did you just send in the Facebook message that said, I'm still having trouble when you get home?
It was just like the steam thing that I talked about.
Cover up thing. Just to make it look a little better in case we got to looking into that.
Because I messaged them and asked them to come over, so I messaged them, hey, you back?
Investigators also noted that Dakota sent messages after the killing, actions that could help establish premeditation and influence the charges he would face. With evidence of both concealment and forethought, investigators turned their focus to reconstructing the attack itself.
What were you thinking while you got a hold of him and he was stabbing him? What was your thought process at that time?
I just wanted to stop him. From the first time I grabbed him, it started with a wire. I didn't want to touch him. The wire broke. And I didn't want to do it again after that. He hadn't been stabbed at this point, but I was like, and it went too far. We kind of knew we were trying to. And at that time, I felt like he had to die. And we couldn't just let him walk away at that point, and I just wanted it to be over.
Where did the wire go that you had used?
It's around his neck for his body. While leaving him in his car, we didn't trust him again, so we tied a bag around his head while we were inside getting everything together. I couldn't untie the wire, so it just stayed.
The bag Dakota used was later identified as the same GameStop bag he had used to return a headset, allowing him to purchase cleaning supplies. When investigators confronted Dakota with surveillance footage from a gas station, another disturbing detail emerged. Brandon had been with him that night. Even more alarming, the footage confirmed they were not alone. Sam's body was still in the trunk of the vehicle. It became clear that Dakota and Brandon had taken additional actions involving Sam's body after stopping for gas. What those actions entailed would prove far more disturbing than investigators initially anticipated. Rather than immediately pressing into those details, police chose to first address Dakota's motive and thought process.
So had y'all considered just like picking a random person?
Yeah, that's just kind of what it was. Just thinking, what we were trying to think about, like, we can just drive till we find someone walking or go up in someone's house or something like that. And then it's telling me, I could probably get someone over to my house in less than 5 minutes, and he's like, who knows?
This is very interesting to talk to you, I'll be honest with you. Did y'all ever discuss how old, how young they could, did you say, okay, we're not going to hurt anybody under 16, or we're not going to hurt a child?
What about some little kid that I said no to?
Throughout questioning, Dakota repeatedly portrayed Brandon as the primary aggressor, positioning himself as the more sympathetic of the two. This appeared to be a deliberate effort to appear likable and trustworthy, possibly in the belief that doing so might influence how investigators perceived him or handled his case.
What if Sam would have said I can't? What would y'all have done that night?
No, because, Brandon.
No, I mean, if Sam said I can't come over.
I mean, we might have took the possibilities of, I was trying to eliminate the possibility of just someone's house.
Just some random person.
You don't know how many people are in there, then you got people with guns, you have people who definitely beat us, you know.
At times, Dakota also seemed to minimize the severity of the crime by suggesting that Sam had been the sole target.
But I mean, there's a thought process. There was actually a thought process that went behind it. I mean, you thought about it.
Yeah.
I mean, you thought that it may be a stupid idea just to run up in anybody's house because somebody like me might be in there.
Yeah, we don't know the number of people, we don't know, what they are.
The detective carefully countered this narrative, emphasizing that the crime had been considered and planned in advance. Establishing premeditation was critical as it carried significant legal consequences. Despite acknowledging planning and attempts to conceal evidence, Dakota then offered a surprising account of how the act made him feel.
I mean, I know I want to get away with it. I felt too bad to just kill myself after it too,
Meanwhile, Dakota's online friend in Oklahoma confirmed that Dakota's behavior had changed noticeably following Sam's disappearance. According to the friend, Dakota began boasting on Discord shortly after Sam went missing. Within 4 days, members of the online group reported the information to police. On October 20th, both Dakota and Brandon were arrested.
I also noticed as the days progressed, he was basically, I guess, going mad. He was like the guilt or something was driving him mad because he was hearing stuff. People were supposedly coming into his house, and he would go leave and go check, and no one was there. And then I remember one time he said that there was a town-wide search for Sam, and he had to go help, and he made sure to emphasize that. And he kind of laughed about it. I was like, why are you laughing about it? He's like, because I basically know where he's at. And at that point, I just tried, I didn't really talk to him very much after that. But the times that I did, it was either his paranoia or whatever, but it was just, I could see that it was driving him insane.
While everything investigators had uncovered up to this point was deeply disturbing, what followed would prove to be the most heartbreaking revelation of all.
Why did y'all pick him?
Because he's a nice guy. I mean, he messaged me back instantly coming up at past midnight. It's easy.
Evidence suggested that Dakota and Brandon targeted Sam specifically because of his kind and giving nature. Sam's father later spoke to this aspect of his son's character, describing a young man who was generous, trusting, and always willing to help others, qualities that ultimately made him vulnerable. He also shared what it has been like to live with the unimaginable loss of his son.
He was a smart aleck. He was also generous and would help anybody at the drop of a hat. Nicole, Sam's mom, talks about the dash. When you look at a grave marker, you have 1998 dash 2016, and that dash encompasses his entire life, and it was a good dash. Yeah, we wanted a lot more time, obviously, but that wasn't our choice to make.
Sam's close friend Brayson echoed these memories, recalling Sam's consistent kindness and selflessness.
So, growing up, if you had a problem, Sam would be there to help you fix it. He might call you names a little bit, but he's still there. Like, his intentions are to help you and get you to understand what you did wrong.
In an effort to keep Sam's memory alive, Brayson later gave his own son the middle name Samuel, a lasting tribute to the friend he lost. Eventually, whether under the weight of guilt, mounting pressure from police, or both, Dakota revealed what he and Brandon had done with Sam's body. The location, investigators learned, was far closer than anyone had expected.
Where is Sam?
In the back of Lakewood Village. In the creek.
He's in the back of Lakewood Village. Okay. So Sam is now. Will you help if we take you out there? Will you help us find
I can take you right to it.
Okay. Do you mind doing that?
I don't mind at all.
So we can at least recover his, his body for his family.
Arrangements were made for Dakota to accompany a search team to the site.
Like, you know how I told y'all if y'all go down, it'll be like towards the left. We have a tarp on top of it too, above the dirt. I think there's a tarp. There should be a recycling bin near where the left is.
Okay.
I think there's a bleach bottle and some other trash that's just kind of piled up. Like I said, I think the recycling bin is near where it was.
After placing him in the custody of another officer, detectives proceeded carefully, stepping only on scrub and foliage to avoid disturbing potential evidence along the path. Their caution paid off. At first light, crime scene investigators identified tire tracks consistent with Dakota's vehicle. Just moments later, they discovered a suspicious mound of earth mixed with debris.
You think that's it?
No, that's not a tarp.
I know, but that's a dirt hole.
No, but that doesn't look like it's been moved.
Just tell you what, move that carpet just to make me feel better.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
With growing certainty that they had found the burial site, investigators received authorization to begin a more thorough excavation of the area.
There's a black sheet like something right here. I don't know if you can pull it. See that right there? Yeah. Okay, that's there's stab wounds right there. Yeah, that's enough. Okay.
And shirt.
Okay. All right. Let's back out of here.
Tragically, though not unexpectedly, the body was confirmed to be that of Sam Poss. Investigators later realized just how close they had come to locating him at the very beginning of the search. The trail that ultimately led to Sam's body was the same one extending from Dakota's backyard. Had the initial search extended only slightly beyond the established path, Sam may have been found much sooner and in far better condition. The sheet used to wrap Sam's body was collected as evidence, along with an Ethernet cable and an auxiliary cord that remained wrapped around his neck. An autopsy later revealed that Sam could have survived the stab wounds had he received timely medical attention. However, the examination ultimately determined that the cause of death was asphyxiation due to strangulation. A crime scene reconstruction produced by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation illustrated just how close Sam's body had been to the roadway. While awaiting trial, Dakota made a recorded phone call from jail to his former girlfriend, Lamia Glover. During the call, he appeared optimistic, Shen-Ji celebratory, claiming he believed he would not face a murder charge and sharing what he thought was good news.
So I could still get charged of aggravated assault for attempted strangulation. With aggravated assault, still carries a good amount of time, but I'd be able to take first fingers on it. So I don't know the time because I don't know the system like that. So they try to stick me with an aggravated assault because all dropping that murder charge means is that's not how he died.
That belief proved to be profoundly mistaken.
But they did drop one. That's one step closer. In the next couple months, that other one could get dropped once the fingerprints come back off the knife because I never touched it. So as long as Brandon's fingerprints come up on it, it'll get dropped. And that means I won't have a murder charge. Okay, well, I love you, baby. I'm glad that I had good news today to tell you. It's not often I get good news. I'm coming home for you. Okay? I'm telling my sister that night I'm coming home.
Dakota was ultimately charged with murder, 2 counts in fact. He and Brandon were tried separately and testified against one another, each blaming the other for initiating the crime. While only Brandon's DNA was found on the knife, the medical findings confirmed that strangulation was the cause of death, an act Dakota had admitted to, making him equally responsible. Despite both defendants pleading not guilty, Dakota and Brandon were convicted 1 week apart on 6 felony charges: malice murder, felony murder, 2 counts of aggravated assault, tampering with evidence, and concealing a death. As the case moved into its final phase, the Poss family faced a deeply personal decision regarding how they wished the legal process to proceed, one guided not by anger or vengeance, but by a desire to honor the values and beliefs Sam had lived by.
Sam was very smart and very cognizant of, I mean, like grown up themes, even as like a 10-year-old, and realized that he didn't really believe in the death penalty. He said killing somebody doesn't make sense to him.
Despite the brutality of the crime and the profound depth of their loss, the Paz family chose not to seek the death penalty when the case went to trial. As a result, both Dakota and Brandon were sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Although each has since appealed the verdict, the original sentences have remained in place, and both continue to serve their time behind bars. Sam's legacy, however, extends beyond the courtroom. His family established a charitable fund in his memory, dedicated to supporting students who share his passion for music. Each year, the scholarship provides financial assistance to 2 students to help cover marching band dues, ensuring that those who wish to participate, but lack the means, are given the opportunity to experience something Sam deeply loved.
I thought it would be a way to honor Sam. He wasn't going to be able to directly impact the world because he was gone, so this was a way we could kind of make that impact happen even though he wasn't here anymore. And it helped us in giving us a purpose for the senselessness of it, because it's still senseless, but now there's something that a positive outcome because of it. It's easy to just focus on the darkness and then just kind of get mired in that, but we've the world's a darker place without Sam in it, but talking about him and remembering him brings some of that light back.
While no memorial or scholarship can undo the loss, Sam continues to live on through the people he inspired. His kindness, generosity, and spirit endure in the hearts of those who remember him, and in the lives of those who carry his memory forward. Do you believe Sam was targeted specifically because of his kindness? And how can trusting personalities unknowingly become vulnerable in situations like this? What moments in the investigation do you think could have changed the outcome if handled differently, and why? Cases like Sam Paz's remind us how quickly trust can be exploited, and how devastating the consequences can be. If this story moved you or raised questions about human behavior, justice, or accountability, share your thoughts in the comments below. Your perspective matters. For more in-depth true crime analysis and investigative breakdowns, consider subscribing to the channel. New cases are released regularly,